the extension.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. Owning Tesla stock this year has been anything but a smooth ride for investors. Shares in the electric vehicle maker down nearly 70% since the start of the year, on pace to finish near the bottom among the biggest decliners among S&P 500 stocks. By comparison, the benchmark index itself is down around 20%. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Thursday.
Yes, indeed.
It feels like Friday to me.
Inching closer and closer.
I know.
To the end of 2022.
Yeah, it's just that weird limbo week, and so my internal clock doesn't seem quite in sync.
Right.
So it's yeah.
No, I've been off all week. I overslept completely this morning. Like I slept straight through my alarm.
Nice.
Oh yeah, great, super great. It's fantastic when you're rushing around the house going, "Where are my keys?"
I'm taking it. You didn't have the.
Found my keys? Yeah, no, I found my keys.
I'm taking you didn't have the kids this morning.
No. Every other week, I'm an absolute mess.
So this week,
I'm a certain type of show that I can't talk about on the radio.
Is that this week or is that
That's
the week?
This week, yeah.
Okay, I guess with the week with the kids, are you more on it or more off it?
Usually, I'm a lot more on it. I mean, I have to have the kids, over to Grandma's house by bus time, so I kind of my hand is forced.
Yeah, you're forced to be, attentive.
Every other week, it's Rumspringa. So
Which reminds me, I guess they never brought back Amish Mafia.
No.
After like 3 seasons.
They went on Rumspringa and just never came back.
I wonder if there's any scotch of truth in those Amish Mafia shows. I just can't believe that there's people that, like, that guy walks around doing mafia stuff in the and they, like, take him seriously.
It'd be something interesting to go in and, like try to find out for real, like take a camera in there and just look around. Because I'm sure that it exists. I'm sure that what happened was it's a thing.
Yeah.
The show found out about it, and then the show said, "Now let's amp it up to 11 to make it worthy of a show."
Sure, we're going to make it because for anybody that ever watched the show, and if you have never heard or seen of this thing, you didn't miss much.
No, you didn't.
But Google Amish Mafia and do a recap. There was like 3 seasons of this show, and quite frankly, they did stuff in that show that they have on camera. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why aren't these people spending 20 to 30 years in prison? Because quite frankly, they're like destroying people's property. They're doing, just the heinous acts, short of murder and, those kind of crimes. But, you know what I mean? And that's just, who knows? They
Although
a lot.
portrayed by Discovery Channel as documentary reality television, the authenticity of the series has been refuted by scholars, local newspapers, and law enforcement. The supposed secret organization within the Amish is known to be entirely fictional creation for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured.
There you go. They get bored in the Amish community. Let's start us a mafia.
Like, is that guy even Amish? like, is he even known in the Amish communities, or is he just some dude that's like if you look him up?
I have no idea, but you know what I learned about myself just now? Is that for some reason my mind can't stop equating the Amish with little people. For some reason, I can't stop. I'm like, I wonder if there's a midget mafia. Like, I know that they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that's where my mind keeps going. Is like, is there a little people mafia? Like, so apparently in my mind, I didn't know this. I did not know this about myself.
Yeah.
But apparently in my mind, I equate the Amish to little people.
Well, they
Who
were on
knew?
2 different channels.
I know.
Little People's all TLC.
It's the darndest thing, but that's where my brain goes.
And Discovery was home to the Amish mafia.
It's like that weird Discovery. It's like, huh. I guess I am racist.
Well,
no, I'm not, but I'm just like coming to that realization. It's like, huh, I guess I am a judgmental person.
Well, I guess they had to. They ran out of programming ideas because they brought back Dirty Jobs.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's back in there doing new ones, and Mike Rowe's back. I don't know if Mike Rowe needs work again, or because I don't think he's doing the Ford commercials anymore.
I think it has to do with nostalgia. I think everything that was once one thing is going to come back roaring into reality again.
Well, then, if they're going to do that, bring back MythBusters.
Oh, I'm not. I'm sure it's on the horizon.
Well,
It's only been gone for a few years, though.
I know, it just feels like longer.
I mean, really? Because we still know the 2 first names of the hosts, Jamie and Adam. It hasn't been long enough if I can still remember Jamie and Adam.
Yeah, but they've lost people.
They have. I mean, a couple, but
Yeah.
Grant Imahara is still out there.
Yeah, but they lost the other guy. I can't remember his name. Sorry, that was very helpful information.
Yeah.
You know, the one guy who did the thing.
That one dude. No, the other guy who's not Grant Imahara.
Yeah.
I think of his name. That white milk toasty dude.
Yeah. What I forget. Did he have like a heart deal or is it cancer?
I don't really
I don't remember what his cause of death. It was something medical, if I remember right. Like something because he was young. He was like in his 30s or something. When he was pretty young when he passed. It was a few years ago. Like maybe
we'll find out.
8-10 years ago. It was before all the COVID stuff, so it's not COVID related. So
Right.
It was shortly thereafter that Rabbit Hole show that they put out.
More than a year after former MythBusters host Grant Imahara, it was Grant Imahara,
Yeah, I thought it
died
was
from a brain aneurysm. Adam Savage, co-host and of the popular Discovery Channel science show, is remembering him fondly. Like everyone else, I was gut punched by Grant's passing last year. Savage told Yahoo Entertainment. What's the Asian guy's name? I thought that was Grant Imahara.
It is Grant.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is he the one? Okay, so because he did a series of commercials for McDonald's that I still see online every now and again.
Oh, really?
Basically, it was like, showing McDonald's to be, real food, like going behind the scenes, like we are
myth
what we say.
busting the McDonald's
Kinda, yeah.
myths or
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
So but I still see those to this day. So I thought he was doing.
No,
fine.
I think Grant was the Asian gentleman.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. So the more you know.
Oh no! Only guys cared about was the fetching lady, and then the 2 main guys.
She was cute.
Let me give you the rundown for today's show.
Oh, yes.
We get more of this hour. We're gonna chit chat and shoot the breeze. It's quiet week. No guest scheduled, so we're just gonna have some fun chit chat.
Running a little late, so I might be in and out, but
all right,
I'll do what I can.
Next hour, we're going to replay an interview we had with the folks from American Legion Post 61. They joined us yesterday, gave us an update. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, Kevin Mavers dropped in yesterday as well, too. We'll play that. City Development Director talking about some their last meeting and just stuff going on around the community. Talking a little business stuff, too. Business starting tips. We had a great little conversation about that. So anyway, we'll play that interview for you about 9:15 or so this morning.
Business numbers. Is this working?
There you go.
Yep.
Don't forget, it is Dia de Final, day 3 of the Pokhorn Invitational Tournament.
Yes.
And Goddard Holiday Invitational Tournament. I believe action at Ground Zero gets underway about 9 o'clock this morning. And over at the Roswell Gym at about 11 today. And, of course, Tanner and Roy and their team are on it to bring you all of the games from both locations today. Just log on to ksvptv.com if you want to watch stuff from the Pokhorn tournament. There's a button there, Pokhorn. Click on that one. That's where it'll take you. If you want to watch stuff from the Goddard Holiday Invitational Tournament, there's a button there, too. Click that one, and it'll take you right there. So.
Point is, we got your action.
There we go. But, yeah, that's all. They rebooted our internet. And so I'm like, no. It's back. Here it is. Sweet. Currently 40 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 58% with winds currently out of the west at 6 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today. Highs near 60. Winds will be out of the southwest 5 to 15 miles per hour. That wind just picked up the afternoon. I was like, first part of the day I was kind of like, well, they said it's going to be windy. It doesn't seem. And then I'll go home for lunch and come back and whoo boy, it just got a howling all of a sudden. And it might even have rained a little bit in some spots. I didn't see any, but it looked like it wanted to, and it may have in a couple spots, but not so much. But anyway, today, just sunny, highs near 60. Tonight, partly cloudy, expect an overnight low of 33 degrees. Winds will be out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny skies, 58 for a high tomorrow with winds out of the northwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 35 degrees, winds out of the west 5 to 10. Then for your New Year's weekend on New Year's Eve Saturday, mostly sunny skies, warm, 67 for a high. Yeah, you might even be wearing shorts on the final day of 2022, depending on how, if you wear shorts in the 60s, some do. Winds will be out of the west 5 to 10 miles per hour. For your New Year's evening, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 39, so not too chilly for your bringing in the New Year's celebrating. For your New Year's Day on Sunday, mostly cloudy, 56 for a high. Sunday night, New Year's evening, there is a 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy and 39. And then looking at the first couple days of 2023, Monday, mostly sunny and breezy, 56. Tuesday, partly cloudy, 55. Wednesday of next week, mostly sunny, 55. So a little bit wind maybe there and maybe a little rain on New Year's Eve or day there, but we'll see. All right, it is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
9 of 10 people with pre-diabetes don't even know they have it. Left untreated, diabetes can lead to other health complications including heart disease, stroke, and liver disease. Don't put off your care any longer. Artesia General Hospital's Diabetes Care Team can help you make a personalized plan to manage diabetes or pre-diabetes and reclaim your health. Learn more or request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/diabetes.
Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from all of us at Roswell Nissan. This is Mikey Reeves, General Manager at Roswell Nissan. As we gather with friends and family and celebrate the season, we want to thank you, our friends and neighbors, folks in our community that trust the Roswell Nissan family to be part of yours. Thank you for putting your trust and confidence in us at Roswell Nissan. It's because of that trust that we continue to provide the best in sales and service. Merry Christmas, and here's to a great 2023 from your friends at Roswell Nissan.
I'm amazed at just how different our store looks from a year ago. Hi, this is Melanie from Glenn's Furniture. It's been a long time coming, but our showrooms are absolutely filled with beautiful new items. Gorgeous power reclining furniture for your living room, cozy bedroom suites and mattresses, and stylish new dining room tables and dinettes. I'll bet we have exactly what you're looking for. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, where delivery is free since 1953.
Traditionally, the end of the year is the best time to buy a new vehicle. Well, here at the Tailgate Nation, we're not tinkering with a great tradition like that. Right now at Roswell Ford, we have the best inventory and the best prices we've seen in a long time. Lots and lots of clean late model cars and trucks ready to carry your family through the coming year and many years to come. That's because we put every pre-owned vehicle through a rigorous 139-point inspection and give you a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can bring it back if it turns out you don't like it. And we're always looking for more really nice vehicles to sell, so if you have one, please bring it by for an on-the-spot offer. Roswell Ford is also getting regular shipments of new Ford cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs with some impressive factory incentives. But they won't last long, so you better move fast. It's time for a new vehicle, and it just happens to be the very best time to buy. So hurry in to Roswell Ford and join the Tailgate Nation.
As you look forward to the new year, you may be making some New Year's resolutions for yourself. Things like exercising regularly, eating healthier, or something else that you may not do any longer than the first week of the year. How about you take a different approach for this year's resolution? Instead of focusing on yourself, come up with a resolution that can help others. Look around you and see where there's a need and resolve to meet that need. It could be helping out once a month at a local nonprofit. It could be writing an encouraging note every week to someone who's sick or dealing with a difficult time. It could be intentionally sharing the story of how God has made a difference in your life. At Country Club Road, we are making resolutions for the future with this mission: know Jesus and make Jesus known. We invite you to join us as we work together to develop our Vision 2030 plan titled For All That You're Going to Do. Happy New Year and God bless.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
When you get health insurance through BWellNM, more is definitely less. That's because when you get health insurance through BWellNM, you get more affordable health coverage from more name brand insurers with more plan choices for less money than ever before. And with BWellNM, you'll get more assistance shopping and enrolling for health insurance, which means less confusion and less time. And you'll finally worry less about your family's health and well-being and enjoy life more. Assistance from BWellNM is free, so visit BWellNM.com today and get more for less.
This is Dallas Cowboys football 2022.
And around the 11-yard line, Prescott under center.
Only heard here.
Hand off Elliott up the middle to the 5.
All season.
Reaching for the goal line. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Thursday night, it's your Cowboys and the Tennessee Titans.
Live from Nissan Stadium.
On this Dallas Cowboys radio network station.
Thursday, December 29th, pregame at 5 p.m. on 92.9 The Brand.
If you suffer from Poganophobia, you would not want to attend a party with the following people: Kenny Rogers, Santa Claus, Willie Nelson, the cast of Duck Dynasty, and 2/3 of ZZ Top. Here's Mike Winters.
Although it might be more people now from Duck Dynasty, because I remember seeing something on like the internet, like those little articles that, you see so-and-so now and you won't believe what they happened today. Those little clickbait deals that you always get on there. Well, I got lured into one time, and it was all about the Duck Dynasty folks and the middle brother, Jace. I think he's a middle. He might be older, actually. I don't know. But anyway, I think it's Jace, that brother. He's like shaved off the beard and looks like a person without a beard anymore. I mean, he doesn't look like the at least that's what the article said. I haven't seen him recently, or any of them for that matter. But anyway, so maybe a couple less Duck Dynasty members you can be less scared of. Oh, it was the liner about the fear of beards, and I'm pretty sure I read it like one of those clickbait article deals that says that Jace Robertson is no longer bearded and all.
Really?
He shaved it off, and he's
all
now.
Right. I gotta know.
I think I remember seeing something.
I've heard rumors they specifically only grew their beards for the show.
Well, I knew that they have pictures of them floating around where they are without beard,
right?
And the beard was part of the gimmick, yeah. But I think what's his name? The main guy. I think he's still
Phil.
Yeah, Phil.
Phil
Not the dad.
Phil McCracken.
The main son.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember his names. I was impressed. I remember Jace.
The men of Duck Dynasty are known for their burly, manly facial hair, but earlier this week, Jace Robertson, 48, shaved his iconic beard to raise money for his daughter Mia's charity.
Okay, it was a charity deal. Okay.
Grow your beard back, dude. It's literally the only unique thing about his face, because otherwise he just looks like some dude.
Yeah, he does. Like,
I'm sorry, but I've never realized how much heavy lifting facial hair actually does.
Yeah.
It really does a lot. Like I feel like if I shaved my face right now, I would look like just some goofy, schlubby, kind of semi-chubby dude.
Yeah, it makes you look well, and also too, that skin underneath the beard has not been exposed to sun and things, so it looks baby
younger,
boy fresh, while the other skin looks a little weathered.
Yeah.
So it takes a while for that. It's like shaving your head. That first time you do, and you look. It looks like you got some kind of weird skin condition. You got uber pale head, and the rest is dark and weathered.
Honestly, you could go out and commit a series of crimes with no beard, and then grow a beard, and this looks like two different dudes.
Yeah.
Like, if you cover up this part, then I guess I can kind of see it. But even this, he's still got the long head hair.
Yeah.
And he looks like a completely different human
and
being.
This might inflate some heads here. But looking at that picture of Jace with beard.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at that with the eyes and everything. If they ever did a Duck Dynasty movie, Christian Bale should play Jace.
You know?
I'm looking at that with the beard. I'm
you're
like,
not wrong. I can't
I kind of see a Christian Bale there going on. Those eyes and that. I don't know if it's his expression. I don't know if it's that expression, but he's got a Christian Bale look going on.
You know what it is?
With a beard.
I just forgot the name of the movie. What's the movie he's in? Oh, the 90s movie he's in where he's like crazy.
Huey
Lewis in the News.
It's the one he kind of got famous on.
Yeah, what's the name of the damn movie?
Not American Psycho.
Huey Lewis. The Color is Bone. I can think of like literal lines from the movie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though.
But he looks like him from that movie.
Yeah, with a beard.
Yeah, with the beard.
But like, if you look at
American Psycho,
that's it.
He looks like he's American Psycho with a beard.
I think that's what I said, right? What did I say? Something Psycho.
I don't remember.
I
only half listened.
I only caught half of it myself, and I said it. But there's a movie where he's kind of. I'm trying to think what movie it is. Could be one of a dozen that he's been in.
Christian Bale?
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a movie where he's like he's been shipwrecked or stranded for a long time or something, and he has a big long beard and looks, frail and grizzled, and that's Jace Roberts. like to me, that's Christian Bale, aka Jace Roberts.
Let's see.
And it was some movie where he's got to wear a long. I don't think it's the full movie. I think it's just like a part where he's.
Let's do this. Christian Bale beard.
I wish I could like.
So here's one of the longest ones I found, and actually you're not wrong. I mean, if you look at the eyes, you look at the hair layout, it's pretty spot on.
I think so.
Yeah, Jace Robertson. I mean, although I'm pretty sure that Jace Robertson is available. I don't know what he's got going on.
Well, I mean, if they're trying to get like A-list Hollywood, it's the Duck Dynasty story, the Robertsons, the Duck Dynasty story, and
right.
Brad Pitt plays one of them, and Christian Bale could play Jace.
There you go. Coming soon to Apple Plus. It's that would. I mean, if you got to get actors to play them, then sure. I think that's he could definitely do it.
Yeah,
but.
If they're trying for Oscar buzz, I'm sorry.
It's got to stick in the guy's craw that the most famous thing that ever happened was the whole "good job, babe" thing to him.
Yeah.
Like, you got to imagine Jace is just walking around different parts of, wherever he is, Nashville, wherever he's at. People just scream out to him in the streets, "Good job, babe." It's got to get annoying.
Casey says we're back up, in case you didn't know.
Yes! Were we down?
Well, they did Inside Baseball, they did a little work on our internet and did some resetting. And a good time to do that is right now because
we're not running
my show's the only show that's not run by a satellite or requires internet.
For 3 hours every single day, we say, hey, internet, you take a break.
Yeah.
You go take a powder.
We do need it for our video side, so we did have to have a momentary lapse and delay there. So
you mean I could have been naked this whole time and nobody would have known?
Oh, could have been.
Take those chances when I can get them. Oh, wait, we're back? Never mind.
I may not be wearing pants now. You don't know.
That's right. This desk hides a lot of hurt.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
You can donate blood today.
I can?
You can.
Yes.
If you'd like to donate blood one more time in 2022, give that gift of life. United Blood Services, formerly, it's the last
Talent.
Vitalant, formerly United Blood Services.
There it is. You take two.
Yeah, they will be doing one more blood drive here in Roswell this morning from 9 a.m. to noon at the Vitalant office, number 3 Grand Avenue Plaza. It is Critical Promo Day, which means through January 8th, blood donors that will get an exclusive long sleeve T-shirt for 200 bonus points. So if you collect the bonus points and things like that, they do have like a rewards program for frequent donators. So little added incentive. Call Vitalant, 575-840-8178. Again, 575-840-8178. And schedule an appointment for today if you can. So, if not, you'll have to wait till next year.
What is happening? Why is my phone making sounds?
I don't know. I'm hearing like, is that a game?
No, I was trying to find out information about Taco Bell's new $2 burrito.
Oh.
Really hard-pressing journalism that we do here at KEND.
So I was seeing on the Fox app deal up here that Southwest is canceling another 2,000 flights today. And of course, yesterday's when the CEO issued his statement basically saying, sorry about that.
Yeah, our bad.
Yeah, we'll get better. Sorry about that.
We did it again.
Yeah.
Oops.
And now basically everyone's slamming their system for, instead of being hub-based, their spoken wheel. I don't know. They were slapping us with all kind of industry lingo yesterday.
Huh.
But they use a different system than all the other major airlines, I guess, to assign their crews and whatever. And apparently because of that reason, that much too far.
Yeah, just a little too hard.
He was so bad at paper football.
Well, doggone it. So
basically,
this has been happening for a couple weeks now. I had a story last week about a group of, I think, 15 people that had to get home to, it was like somewhere in Indiana. Flight got canceled. They ended up going and renting, it was 13 people total. They ended up renting a giant passenger van.
Yeah, I think I saw that story.
Drove like 9 hours.
Just strangers, right?
Yeah, just complete strangers.
Yeah.
Which, you think it's an awkward road trip to take a road trip with your family. Imagine taking a road trip with 10 other people you don't even know.
It's like, how many flaming hot Takis can you eat?
So many.
But the thing that got me is it's a barrel. It is a cornucopia of badness for Southwest, and not, because it's the holidays, and so it's proven their system isn't all that great and all that. But here's the thing: it's the end of the year, which, generally speaking, in the news cycle is a pretty slow time.
Yeah.
They were going to rehash everything, and right now there's only two things they care about. One is Southwest, and the other is the Title 42 stuff being extended, ended, and all that. And so, so all they're doing is sending reporters to places like El Paso, interviewing folks trying to get in here, or hanging out at airports, listening to people complain about Southwest Airlines. So that's all you're seeing on the news right now. Put it this way, that CEO that you see apologizing on Southwest, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure. I hope he brushes up on his resume. Just saying, because he's not long for that company at Southwest. I can't imagine after this debacle, he's got a job with Southwest, because someone's got to fall on a sword.
Exactly. Yeah,
and that's going to be him.
There's got to be somebody that falls down, and it's probably going to be this dude.
Yeah.
And they're going to say, well, we never had problems like this before. What's the new issues? And it's obviously the CEO.
I think they have. It hasn't gotten to this level, and you already saw it yesterday. I don't know how many times I saw, that they interview people at the airport or interview, and a couple of people was like, I don't think I'm ever going to fly Southwest again. And I'm like, yeah, I can see why you don't want to do that. I've been stuck here for 4 days. It just, oh man. And then, some people, not getting, I guess, what happens if they can't afford another hotel room? And I know you're supposed to carry extra money to travel. Some people don't have a credit card.
That's on Southwest, though. I feel like they should be giving out vouchers.
They should be, but if they're not,
people.
They're still stuck.
Right.
What are you going to do? You ain't get no money, and you're stuck in Tallahassee
or
wherever
you're stuck. Is this just a Southwest issue? Because I feel like they've been having issues with other airlines,
No,
too.
it's just, this is Southwest that's having this issue. There was some weather delays, like on Christmas and all that, and delayed. Right. But that's pretty much handled, with the exception maybe Buffalo area or something. But Southwest, and that's what Southwest, they issued the statement yesterday, and he starts off first. Well, first off, we wanted to say that we are the largest distributor of flights. We have the most flights. They're basically saying we're the biggest. They're trying to flex first. It's like, well, first off, we fly more than anybody else, so we're going to have problems that other people don't.
We fly badly to more places around the country than any other airline.
Yeah, but then they started getting into the weeds about, well, it's a hub thing, and they use a spoken wheel pattern, and I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't know what all that means. I'm like,
If you're
antiquated software from the 90s.
My guess, and this is just again an uneducated guess, but they're basically dealing with the same issues that like Ticketmaster was dealing with, where the website itself is causing the issues, not necessarily the employees. Like the setup of the website itself is what's causing the issues.
Yeah,
is my guess.
Well, that's all well and good, except for American, United, every other airline.
They figured it out.
Not having this problem.
Right,
just saying. And then you're saying, well, we're the largest. Well, so great. That means you have the most money to get the latest and greatest stuff. You didn't do that. So I don't. So at bare minimum, that CEO's getting fired. At worst, this could be the end of Southwest Airlines. I mean, and who knows what Buttigieg and them are going to do? They're going to drop the hammer on Southwest after this debacle. Because they got to get elected, and so it looks good when you make Southwest.
I think we're going to see a lot of companies shutter in 2023. I mean, Southwest Airlines, Twitter, Bennigan's. I think a lot of them are going to shut their doors for good.
GameStop,
specifically Bennigan's. You got to keep your eyes on Bennigan's. It's hard too because they're nowhere.
I've never eaten at a Bennigan's.
Really?
We had a Bennigan's show up in my hometown, like right when I was leaving it, and I just never been to one. I've been near it, I've just never eaten at a Bennigan's.
It's like if you've ever been to like a Shoney's, you've been to a Bennigan's. If you've ever been to like a Luby's?
Yes, I've been to Luby's.
Yeah, you've been to a Bennigan's. It's basically the same, although Luby's is a little different because Luby's is more cafeteria style.
Luby's is more like Furs.
Yeah, a little more cafeteria style. But like basically just a hometown leaning towards diner-esque dinner fare.
And to be honest, my Luby's, I've only been to one Luby's, and it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it was right after basic training, and I was going from San Antonio basic training to Wichita Falls, Texas for tech school. And so they bussed us to, and so on the way for lunch, we stopped at a Luby's. And the only thing I knew about Luby's at that time was a year or two before, the one in Waco, Texas got shot up by some guy.
That was the whole thing, right?
Yeah. And so I was like, people like, we're going to Luby's for lunch. I'm like, the place where they kill everybody? Because that's all I knew about Luby's. The place where they
kill everybody?
Well, that's all I knew about Luby's.
That's not like a special.
And this wasn't
special.
And this wasn't in the day where there's a shooting every, week on the,
no, it was a big deal.
It was a big to-do, Right. And that was and it was just like, let's eat fast.
You know what I miss? And I think there used to be one in Albuquerque, but I think maybe even the company itself closed down. Is Grandy's.
Heard of them, but not familiar.
So
I've heard of them, but I don't never been in one, or don't really sure what they serve or what they have.
The Grandy's that used to be in Albuquerque was like right across the street from, and this is another place that doesn't exist anymore. Right across or almost across the street, catty corner from where the Ponchos used to be.
Okay.
If you're familiar with Poncho's restaurant.
This is starting to sound like that Funny Farm movie with Chevy Chase. How do you get to... Well, you want to take a left where the barn used to be.
I'll be darned. They still actually have open locations. One in El Paso and one in Las Cruces.
For Grandy's? Okay.
Grandy's is more just like home-style food.
Okay.
They have really good biscuits.
Like a Cracker Barrel type?
Kinda, but more like fast food style.
By the way. When did Cracker Barrel start serving alcohol?
Do they?
I was in Albuquerque, and I didn't go to a Cracker Barrel, but there was billboards on I-40 for Cracker Barrel, and they were advertising mimosas with your breakfast at Cracker Barrel.
Really?
Mimosas. Now, unless there's some kind of new mimosa I ain't heard about, there's liquor in them their drinks.
Let's search for Cracker Barrel mimosas. I'm curious. I'll be darned.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Apparently, it's right here. Cracker Barrel, browse beer and wine menu. I guess.
Oh, they got beer too, huh?
Some locations just have.
And you can drink in the morning. They got mimosas.
Yeah.
Cracker Barrel.
They're encouraging it.
No wonder everyone loves Cracker Barrel.
Okay, so this, according to this article from September 21st of 2020, Cracker Barrel adds beer, wine, and mimosas to the national. Oh, they've been doing it for years now, huh? Just for a couple of years, so they only rolled it out in 2020. We didn't realize it because we were all shuttered in our homes.
Yeah,
so.
And we don't have a Cracker Barrel anywhere near us.
Right.
Cruces or Albuquerque, pretty much. So, I tip of the cap. It's a brilliant move. I mean, what more do you need at a place that's got all that liquor? Yeah,
that sounds amazing. Cracker Barrel serving Rocket Pop Mimosa this summer. It is watermelon lemonade mixed with their mimosa. So they use watermelon lemonade instead of orange juice. Yeah,
well, I'm sure they have an orange juice version. Breakfast.
But I'm saying this is their
because the one I saw on the billboard was for breakfast and it was orange. It was clear and it was in a flute and everything. I was like, Cracker Barrel got flutes?
They got flutes?
Is it like a Mason flute?
Does Mason even make a flute? Just one very thin Mason jar on top
All I know is
pillar.
Keep Grandpa's apples and them mimosas coming. I ain't stopping on either one. By the way, that might be the breakfast of champions. Mm-hmm. That Cracker Barrel hash brown casserole that they serve.
Yep.
And mimosas. I feel like this is a new move, like a DoorDash move.
Here's the thing that bothers me. Most people, and I don't know, some people actually, it's a destination. Mm-hmm. Let's go to Cracker Barrel for dinner. A lot of people are like, hey, there's a Cracker Barrel, the next exit. Maybe we should go there on a road trip across the country. Mm-hmm. Did Dad have 13 mimosas with breakfast? Maybe we should wait a little while before we get back on the road. It feels like Cracker Barrel is not necessarily a destination, but more like a stop on a road trip.
Well, good news
you're working copious amounts of alcohol into that.
Cracker Barrel food is an absorbing food.
Well, that is true.
So whatever you get from Cracker Barrel, it'll soak up the booze. It don't matter what you eat there.
That's true.
It's country cooking. It's going to be, you might drop dead of a corner on the way out the building, but I think it'll suck up the alcohol.
Nothing quite like a nice biscuits and gravy and a vodka stinger.
And if not, grab a couple things of taffy or some peanut brittle on the way out, and then
get yourself one of them toothpick games and sit on the front porch and play it for 3 hours till you sober up.
By the way, I bought one of those rockers. We have one on our home. Nice. They're comfortable. You can sit in them for hours.
But you put it in your house?
It's in my house.
I thought most people put those on like their porch.
We've got a Cracker Barrel rocking chair in our bedroom.
Nice.
Yeah.
I personally would move that out to the back porch because I feel like have you ever experienced? Okay,
it's indoor, outdoor.
This is a truly Southern thing. But have you ever experienced slowly rocking on a porch, tall glass of iced tea, watching the sun go down?
Well, not iced tea, but I have had that experience.
Not iced tea, vodka stinger, a little different.
Well, funny you mentioned that. One of the coolest just memories out of my head was when I was a teenager. We went to Mount Vernon.
Nice.
Mount Vernon is George Washington's home in Virginia. There, it's during the war. It's like today. Yeah, today it's still his home. No,
it was like his Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, it's his mansion there. But
his Kennebunkport.
So we were touring it, and he's right on the river. His place is right there, and it looks out over the Potomac River there, and. So, and of course, it's a Virginia manor, it's a mansion for the time and everything else. So it's got a big back porch that you sit and it's got rockets. So
the wraparound.
Yeah, and nice. So we're sitting on the porch, literally watching the sunset on the Potomac going, and it was very cool. So I was missing the beverage, but because they frown upon that in a museum. But
somebody want to give me an iced tea?
Although, they used to make beer and they had their own stills and all that back there. You can go and, that's part of the tour is go back and see where they were making the beer and the moonshine and all that stuff because,
war as hell.
1700.
War as hell.
There wasn't anybody regulate that kind of thing.
Got to numb the pain somehow.
But,
of course, you remember back in, the 1800s, their basic anesthesia was take a quick sip of this and bite down on this wallet.
Mm-hmm. They had ether by the Civil War time.
That's true.
But they were still field stuff. Yeah, drink your liquor and pass out. Hopefully they pass out when they're amputating you, and that way you don't feel it. But
that is the ultimate blackout. You black out drunk, you wake up without a leg. You're like, what did I do last night? I woke up and my wallet was in the wrong spot. But
have you ever seen a surgeon's kit from like the Civil War era?
Oh yeah, it's gangster.
It straight up looks like a torture thing cabinet. It's really that was the first time and that may have been some of the stuff that got me into Civil War stuff. Going to like Gettysburg and going to the museums and like taking it and then going and this was their old visitor center. I haven't been there since they built the new one about 10, 15 years ago. But yeah, you go there and you'd see all these rifles and things that they pick up like out on the battlefield and bullets. And then you see the surgeon's kits and I'm like, and then you see like rust and, darker and you're obviously like, well, I know what that is. That's old blood stained there. And it's just, it's morbid, but it's interesting.
It's kind of weird to go back and look at the origins of certain things.
Yeah.
Case in point, do you know Listerine started its life as floor cleaner?
That doesn't surprise me.
It was originally created to be a floor cleaner, similar to your Pine Sols and whatnot. And somebody's like, "Hey, this is antiseptic. Did you guys know it kills everything?
It's delicious
and it's minty."
I hope somebody didn't try to do the same thing with Pine Sol and figured out the hard way. Well,
just think about that the next time you see Thomas pull out a pack of breath strips.
That's right.
He just popping some floor cleaner in your mouth.
Or ask for a breast strip and start scrubbing the floor and see what it does.
I'm gonna need a few more of these. Yeah. You guys are filthy.
I got 8 more tiles to clean, and this one it disintegrated after one tile. All right, it is 7:47. Let's go ahead and pause for some news. Kim Commando update, your Chaves County sports update, and a quick break as well. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
That's right, Maggie.
You go if you're having a rough day, find you a Cracker Barrel and get drunk.
With your Pecos Valley News update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Roswell is reminding residents to celebrate safely for the New Year holiday. As always, never drink and drive. Before you head somewhere where people will be drinking, line up a ride home if you are also going to be drinking. Make sure you have a designated driver or have the phone number to a cab, ride service, or non-drinking friend who is willing to pick you up. And please do not fire off celebratory gunfire. With only a few exceptions, and celebration is not one of them, it is illegal to discharge a gun within the city limits. And remember, what goes up must come down. Bullet projectiles can return to Earth just as fast as they were fired out the barrel of your gun. The city of Carlsbad has approved a land transfer to the state for a new veterans cemetery. 10 acres of land will be given to the state at Sunset Gardens, 1405 West Wood Avenue. The project has been stalled for years through the city. Now, the state hopes to break ground on the new veterans cemetery sometime in the coming year. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
The latest from Mark Zuckerberg's metaverse is, in a word, dismal. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by T-Mobile's advanced network, now going farther than ever before. Visit T-Mobile.com/55 today. It's been over a year since Facebook became Meta, and Meta's stock began plunging. It's down more than $1 trillion since last September, as the company burns through billions to invent Horizon Worlds, the so-called metaverse. And today, Zuckerberg's metaverse is still nowhere. In fact, the sales of VR headsets, necessary for entering any virtual world, have fallen by 10%. Now, I'm not saying that there will never be a VR world. I saw Ready Player One just like everybody else. But what I am saying is that Zuckerberg won't be the dominant VR player. Apple is working on its own VR headset for 2023, along with its own virtual world too. So Happy New Year, Mr. Zuckerberg. Collect all the good wishes that you can, because you really need them. My new longer daily podcast just doubled in listeners. Try Kim Commando today, wherever you get your podcasts. What do you do when something just doesn't work? You Google it. Too often, that's a complete waste of time. You need someone to hold your hand. Maybe you're lucky enough to have someone to call for help or come over, but let's face it, they're too busy for you. Finding tech support online is risky. That's why I partner with top tech experts to give you 24/7 live support that you can trust. They'll fix your problems, or there's no charge. I'm so proud to tell you about GetKimsHelp.com. Whether it's a problem with your Wi-Fi, printer, smartphone, computer, TV, smart speaker, or another connected device, the experts at GetKimsHelp.com fix most issues in 10 minutes or less. High-tech troubleshooting tools like virtual house calls let them resolve even the most complex issues quickly. So stop Googling. Have your problem solved right now. Visit GetKimsHelp.com. It's an affordable way to fix problems with the help from experts who you can trust. GetKimsHelp.com. GetKimsHelp.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next few days. Fairly mild temperatures. Low pressure will be staying to our north. Mostly sunny today and our afternoon high in the low 60s. For the overnight hours, 30 and partly cloudy. A little bit cooler on Friday. Sunshine though, and our high stays in the upper 50s. It'll be clear Friday night. Sunny and warming to the mid 60s on Saturday. Slight chance of a shower New Year's Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. Roswell High into the championship of the Poe Corn Tournament. Goddard High into the championship of the Goddard Holiday Classic. Let's go to the scores. Roswell wallops Lovington in boys hoops yesterday, 76-32. The Coyotes will take on undefeated Navajo Prep today at 3:30. Meanwhile, Goddard beats Los Alamos 47-31 yesterday and will take on Kirtland Central today at 12:30. For the Goddard girls, it was a slugfest and a 26-22 victory over Academy. And Goddard will take on Kirtland Central for the championship at 1:30 today. Meanwhile, Roswell High loses to Kirtland Central in girls basketball 56-34. Kirtland Central is 12-0 after that game. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Families hoping to catch a Southwest Airlines flight after days of cancellations suffered through another wave of scrub flights, with another 2,500 pulled from arrival and departure boards on Wednesday. Exhausted travelers sought passage by other means using different airlines, rental cars, or trains, or they simply just gave up. Former President Donald Trump's tax returns are expected to be released by the House Ways and Means Committee on Friday. The Democratic-controlled committee voted last week to release Trump's returns with some redactions of sensitive information. The release raises the potential of additional revelations related to the finances of Donald Trump. Iraq's prime minister has ordered a crackdown on local businesses operating under the names of international brands without legal permission. The move comes after the Associated Press reported last week that Iraq has become a major center of trademark violations and piracy. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy. Like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company, but come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their tunnel wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Traditionally, the end of the year is the best time to buy a new vehicle. Well, here at the Tailgate Nation, we're not tinkering with a great tradition like that. Right now at Roswell Ford, we have the best inventory and the best prices we've seen in a long time. Lots and lots of clean late model cars and trucks ready to carry your family through the coming year and many years to come. That's because we put every pre-owned vehicle through a rigorous 139-point inspection and give you a 3-day money-back guarantee so you can bring it back if it turns out you don't like it. And we're always looking for more really nice vehicles to sell, so if you have one, please bring it by for an on-the-spot offer. Roswell Ford is also getting regular shipments of new Ford cars, trucks, crossovers, and SUVs with some impressive factory incentives. But they won't last long, so you better move fast. It's time for a new vehicle, and it just happens to be the very best time to buy. So hurry in to Roswell Ford and join the Tailgate Nation.
The National Education Association of New Mexico, a union of teachers and school staff, believes every child deserves to learn at a school that inspires their imagination, cultivates their curiosity, and ensures a fulfilling life. Public schools should provide all our students with small class sizes and one-on-one attention. NEA New Mexico asks you to join us so together we can end the teacher and staff shortage and invest in our public education system once and for all. Sponsored by NEA New Mexico.
As you look forward to the new year, you may be making some New Year's resolutions for yourself. Things like exercising regularly, eating healthier, or something else that you may not do any longer than the first week of the year. How about you take a different approach for this year's resolution? Instead of focusing on yourself, come up with a resolution that can help others. Look around you and see where there's a need and resolve to meet that need. It could be helping out once a month at a local nonprofit. It could be writing an encouraging note every week to someone who's sick or dealing with a difficult time. It could be intentionally sharing the story of how God has made a difference in your life. At Country Club Road, we are making resolutions for the future with this mission: know Jesus and make Jesus known. We invite you to join us as we work together to develop our Vision 2030 plan titled For All That You're Going to Do. Happy New Year and God bless.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
2022 was a roller coaster year for your Roswell Coyotes and Goddard Rockets. And KSVPTV.com is your home for every second of the action throughout the 2022 season. Relive all the game-changing plays and the players that made it a season for the books. Simply click on the Roswell Coyotes or Goddard Rockets tab at KSVPTV.com and get ready to dive into a season of memories made and victories won. KSVPTV.com, your official home for all things Coyotes and Rockets and Southeastern New Mexico's Sports Authority.
Mulan has the highest kill count of any Disney character. When asked for comment, Buzz Lightyear responded, "To infinity and beyond." Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. Closing in on actually 7:57, not closing in. It officially is now. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to replay our interview we had with the folks from American Legion Post 61. They joined us in the 9 o'clock hour yesterday, so we're going to play that update for you. I just saw a TikTok video, or it was on Twitter, but of a dad that pranked their kid on Christmas. They put their old PlayStation 4 in a PS5 box and stuck it under the tree, and the kids got excited and opened it, and then opened the box and realized it was the PS4 and just threw it across the room. And now the part that makes me laugh is the comments, because it's everything from people going, "How rude of that parent to prank that kid," to people saying, "Are you serious?" Like, the kid's reaction, no matter what the gift is, you don't throw it across the room and act like they're almost giving the kid a pass because of a prank. And I'm like, I don't care what
I know it's a different...
There is a proper reaction to things. That's over the top.
I know it's a different day and age, but I feel like that's half of the reason my parents ever gave me a Christmas gift at all, was to mess with me.
Yeah.
Like, was to wrap it 16 times and put it in like 17 different boxes.
Yeah.
Or say it's socks and it's actually something I wanted. That's the entire... I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have Christmases growing up if it weren't for my parents wanting to screw with me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know mine did the same, not maybe that level, but regardless, even if you're like, okay, that's a cruel joke, that's, maybe I would have, but still, the kid literally just went and then went like, and then chucked it across the room.
You're saying I don't get slightly better graphics?
Yeah, and I'm like,
dude, it sucks so bad when there's
if I had a kid to act like that,
I've never in my life had a reason to buy a current generation game console. I've always been, several generations behind. I like my old systems. There's a game coming out for the PS5/Xbox that I'm going to have to get a whole new console to get.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it's going to be one of those, like, I can maybe wait 5 years until it's old, but it's the new AEW wrestling game. It's like, I have to get this game. I have to be on the ground floor of this. So there's no like, oh, maybe.
So you got to buy a whole gaming system just to be in on it?
It sucks, dude. It's like the only thing that's ever made me like consider buying a new console was the last South Park game. But even that, I'm like, I'll just play it on somebody else's. Yeah, I'll just play it on somebody else's. Yeah. So it's, I don't know, it's a bummer. It's a $600
Well, you can't even get a
bummer.
PS5.
No,
you can't get them.
It'll be out for the PS4, so I can get like one of those.
Yeah, because I learned that. I got to go here, but because my nieces, they got a PS4 for Christmas because mom and dad couldn't locate a PS5 anywhere. So
4 is good enough.
Yeah, that's what I said. All right, it is closing in on 8 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. We'll be back.
Talk radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. For exhausted Southwest Airlines customers stranded at airports, the winter weather nightmare goes on. An avalanche of flight cancellations continues as the airline struggles to get back on its feet after being knocked down by the winter storm. Southwest tops the cancellation list again today at FlightAware.com. More than 2,300 of the carrier's flights have been scrubbed. And just as much of the country is regaining its equilibrium in the wake of the wintry blast, another storm is exiting California with yet another one waiting in the wings. However, it seems that these storms may remain confined largely to the west.
The National Weather Service says the new storm moved through Northern California late Wednesday into the overnight, followed by rounds of precipitation into next week. The week's first storm arrived late Monday with howling winds, driving snow, and drenching rains as it spread south. Its trailing edge has largely slipped out of Southern California, where the next big storm is predicted to hit on Saturday and extend into Sunday.
That's correspondent Keith Peters. The federal government is beefing up border security, but not along our border.
While the U.S. government provides millions of dollars for Ukrainian defense, there is no plan to replace the RC-26 spy aircraft in the U.S., and the Air Force is speeding up efforts to dismantle the program. National Guard pilots are being told to scrap the aircraft earlier than expected, even though the planes are used to monitor fentanyl smuggling across the U.S.-Mexico border.
Correspondent Tasha Stevens. Despite the Fed's best efforts to slow the economy, the job market remains strong. The number of people applying for unemployment rose just slightly last week, up by 9,000 to 225,000. Stocks are higher on Wall Street so far this morning. Right now, the Dow's up 274 points, the Nasdaq ahead 193, and the S&P 51 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Charlie Dombeck here from Key City Capital. As a practicing CPA for nearly 30 years, I have found that 80% of your ability to grow your wealth is dependent upon two factors: taxes and investment performance. At Key City Capital, we improve investment performance by diversifying capital into off-market investment opportunities in passive rental real estate and alternatives like asset-backed lending. We recover dollars that clients unnecessarily pay in the form of income taxes, creating a lifetime annuity of savings. We are a sponsor of passive, affordable single and multifamily residential rental investments, which are located in Sunbelt landlord-friendly states. These investments are the top choices in a rising interest rate and inflationary environment. They represent a store of value, protecting your capital from market volatility. Learn how we at Key City Capital can help you ultimately grow your wealth rapidly. Connect with me at keycitycapital.com or give me a call at 817-912-1569.
Israeli sources say talks are underway with Hamas to return the bodies of a couple of Israeli soldiers. The latest from the media line's Felice Friedson.
Israeli security sources have confirmed to the media line that negotiations are underway with the Hamas terrorist organization to secure the release of the bodies of two Israeli soldiers killed during a 2014 Israeli ground operation in the Gaza Strip. Israel would release several Hamas prisoners to a Jordanian prison where they will serve 5 to 10 years. Upon their release, they will not be allowed to return to the West Bank or Gaza. Among the prisoners slated for transfer is Abdullah Barghouti, who is serving 67 life sentences, plus 5,200 years for involvement in attacks that killed many and injured hundreds during the Second Intifada from 2000 to 2004. I'm Felice Friedson, Town Hall News, Jerusalem.
News and analysis at themedialine.org and townhall.com. President Biden signs a bill to remove from the U.S. Capitol the bust of the late Supreme Court Chief Justice Roger Brooke Taney, who authored the infamous Dred Scott decision.
The bill to remove the bust passed by voice vote in both the House and Senate earlier this month. The 1857 opinion he authored ruled people of African descent were not U.S. citizens and therefore could not sue in federal court. It's a ruling so controversial it gave rise to the 13th and 14th Amendments, outlawing slavery and guaranteeing citizenship for those born in or naturalized in the U.S. Bob Agnew reporting.
Novak Djokovic has reiterated his earlier comments that he bears no hard feelings on his return to Australia after his visa cancellation and subsequent deportation in January ahead of the Australian Open. Djokovic was deported almost 12 months ago after arriving unvaccinated against COVID-19. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide
What wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, welcome to it. Hope you're having a good day. I just saw a clip. It was on it was a suggested for me post on Facebook from the St. Louis Blues hockey memes Facebook page. There was a deleted scene from the movie Elf,
right,
that they showed, and it's a scene where Elf, Will Ferrell, is up in the North Pole there, and they're playing a hockey game with the other elves, and he's like knocking
his stick is a whole tree.
Yeah, and he's like knocking them all over the ice. And then they cut to a locker room scene where they're whipping the towel back and forth.
Just slide across the ice.
And then they're throwing their jock straps in a wheelbarrow.
I understand why this was deleted, because every other scene in the movie, Buddy is the nicest human being alive. There's no way he would hip check elves. I know the game. He's like, no.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah,
tiny jock straps and
that made me kind of good.
That's pretty good.
Well, his suit looks darker there,
he gets popped with a tiny towel.
And I'm guessing because it probably they didn't fully do the CGIing and all that on that scene. His suit looks more black than green in that picture. But I'm guessing it's because
they didn't finish the process.
Yeah. Look, the background looks very fake, and I think they would have done some more CGI on it had it made the cut into the movie itself. But anyway, it was pretty. I'd never seen that deleted scene from Elf before.
The scene at the very end, he puts the star on top of the Christmas tree, and because of his size, he knocks it into the fireplace, and the whole tree sets on fire. That's pretty good. Well played.
Yeah, it was a nice little hockey thing in reference there. So, anyway, happy Thursday. Hope all of you are having a delightful day.
It's amazing to me how the Funko company, can make a pop out of anything.
What they do now?
Well, when I was Christmas shopping, and I almost got this, had it not been prohibitively expensive. It was a 4-pack of Funko Pops.
Okay.
But it was one of those that it's set up to where you don't take it out of the case, because it is a penguin and a fox, a narwhal, and Buddy the Elf. It's literally the scene in the movie Buddy when the narwhal pops out of the water and goes, "Bye, Buddy. Hope you find your dad." I wanted it so bad, but it was $97.
Wow.
But it was one of those, it's set up in a shadow box where you never take it out.
It's like a diorama. The whole scene.
Yeah, exactly. Funko is, they're an evil company because they figured out a way to create toys that are not supposed to be taken out of the packaging. Now, I'm broken. I take mine out of the packaging and display them because I don't care about the value. But Funko Pops, at their core, are designed to stay inside that box for the eternity of the product.
Yeah.
And Funko knows exactly what they're doing.
Well, and I'm real nervous when it comes to toy collecting, and the only reason I don't do it is because I just seen too many. I grew up in a generation where I saw Cabbage Patch and Beanie Babies and things that
Here's the
get
thing.
way overinflated that are valueless.
Any
later.
toy that you find that says collector's edition, limited edition, it's not.
Right.
There was, I'll give you a prime example. Back when I was, a teenager, and I'm sure a large portion of the audience as well, Burger King ran a promotion where they were giving out these Pokeballs with their kids' meals for like $1.99 extra. You get a Pokeball, and it had a gold-plated Pokemon card inside.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was kind of a big deal. But here's the thing. They're worth like $1 now because there's so many of them. There's like 1,000 of them out there. So if you really want to get obscure, you got to find that toy that was like, that was popular, but also, was sort of like in the
the real jewels
the
or gems are the misprints or
Sure.
We accidentally put something that accidentally makes kids choke or
but like
color or something
even
like that.
so far as like an original SNES Super Mario World for the SNES with the cartridge still wrapped in plastic, that's worth like $700 today.
Wow.
Yeah. If you can find one still wrapped in plastic. Had I had the patience as a child, I have held many of the products I see today. They're online for like $700, $800, $900, Or even weirder is the foods. Because like you can still go online and buy like foods from 3-4 years ago that haven't expired or have expired, but for like $50-$60 you can get like a can of Surge.
Yeah.
I watched a dude crack open a 23-year-old can of Surge the other day and actually drank it.
Gross.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Did he refrigerate it first?
I would assume. He said it doesn't taste quite like it used to.
Did it have some
fizz? But it still has that. It had bubbles, but no fizz.
Ooh.
That's disturbing, right?
Oh.
Yeah. You know what else has bubbles but no fizz? Urine.
Yeah. For some reason, in my head, I think it's because the way the artwork was on the Surge cans, I equate Surge soda with Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
Like in my head,
it was that same era, that same generation.
Yeah, and the artwork and everything, I could like if they ever that should have been a paired marketing. The Beavis and Butthead promoting Surge soda.
It's funny what you equate things with, because when I think of Surge soda, I always think of Gobstoppers.
Oh yeah, the big candy.
Now tell you why.
Yeah.
When I lived in Rio Rancho, this is when I was like 11 to 13, the house I was living in, right behind it, you go past the fence or past the wall, and there was this gigantic arroyo behind us. It was this humongous, sprawling, like just open desert. And that's where me and my friends would play. There's this big hill. It's okay, if you're familiar at all with Rio Rancho, where 528 Hill is, that big, gigantic slope hill. I lived right off of Sunt, like right in that area. So we'd climb that gigantic dirt hill, and right at the top of the hill was Target.
Okay.
So we'd go to Target, and we'd buy 2 liters of Surge soda and one of those movie theater sized boxes of Gobstoppers, and that was our whole like afternoon. We'd sit there and drink Surge and eat Gobstoppers and have fun. That made me the man I am today. So when I think of Surge soda, I always think of Gobstoppers.
Okay.
For that particular reason. Yeah. Now, if you go back and you look at that dirt Arroyo Hill, it's all like apartments and stuff.
I was say it's probably all built up now.
Yeah, but it was a good time to live in Rio Rancho, man. That was cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like the neighborhood I grew up as a kid. It was like our house was like the third house built in the whole neighborhood. So it was all construction, dirt hills and things, and so we played Army and all kinds of stuff. We go to our Army Navy store, which was like a walk to Target for you. And then there was a place called Babalu's that they had milkshakes, and you get burgers and fries, but we never had that kind of money to get burgers and fries, but we had enough to get a $1.50 milkshake or something, and so we got, plus that guy also like sold and collected old coins and other collectibles, so you went into Babalu's, and they had like vintage Kiss and old pinball machines, which are probably worth buku bucks now, and then like all this gold coins and silver dollar eagles and stuff behind glass and all that, and then now it got torn down and turned into a sub shop or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Babalu's.
Babaloo.
All right, it is 8:14. Probably need to get our interview going.
Indeed.
Get all that here. We're going to play our interview we had with the folks from American Legion Post 61 yesterday. They joined us kind of recapping the year. Before we do any of that, though, let's take a gander at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next few days. Fairly mild temperatures. Low pressure will be staying to our north. Mostly sunny today and our afternoon high in the low 60s. For the overnight hours, 30 and partly cloudy. A little bit cooler on Friday. Sunshine though, and our high stays in the upper 50s. It'll be clear Friday night. Sunny and warming to the mid 60s on Saturday. Slight chance of a shower New Year's Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 46 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity at 47%. Winds calm at the moment. Mostly sunny today. Highs near 60 expected with west winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Partly cloudy tonight. Overnight low of 33 degrees. Winds out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny, 58 for a high. Tomorrow, northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear. Overnight low of 35 degrees. West winds 5 to 10. Looking at your New Year's Eve weekend, or New Year's weekend on Saturday, New Year's Eve, mostly sunny, 67. So nice and warm. Winds out of the west, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, as you're going out to ring in the new year, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 39 degrees. New Year's Day on Sunday, mostly cloudy, highs near 66. And we are looking at a 40% chance of rain showers Sunday night, mostly cloudy, overnight low of 39. All right, it is 8:16. We're going to take a quick minute and a half commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview with the folks from American Legion Post 61 on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Eastern New Mexico University in Portales is proud to offer potential students the opportunity to attend ENMU tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. And now we are proud to announce the newly created Freshman Hound Housing Room Grant, which will allow students the opportunity to receive up to $3,000 per year off their housing costs when living on the ENMU campus. For more information on how ENMU is making higher education more affordable for you and your family members, visit enmu.edu. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
The best burrito in the game just got a brand new location. Burritos and More. Now open at 2506 North Main across from Goodwill in Roswell. So what makes Burritos and More the best burrito in the game? It's simple. The freshest ingredients, homemade tortillas, and a huge menu chock full of all your breakfast and lunch favorites. Plus, enchiladas, fajitas, quesadillas, combo platters, and so much more. Open Monday through Saturday 6 to 2 at 127 South Richardson and at their brand new location 2506 North Main across from Goodwill in Roswell. Burritos and More. The best burrito in the game.
Your fingernails grow faster on your dominant hand. Not sure which is your dominant hand? Just wait. You'll nail it. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 15 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in the studio this morning from American Legion Post 61 family, Legionnaire Commander Lee and Jen, our auxiliary president, back with us as well. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hi. Merry Christmas, or post-Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Indeed.
How was the holidays for you guys?
I would say it was pretty good. I had family come in from out of town.
Nice.
Yep, it was pretty awesome.
So you hosted?
I did. My parents came from California, and then my sister, who's deployed in Italy, she flew back to the U.S. and visited for a little while. So.
Where's she at in Italy?
Naples.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. I spent 5 months at Aviano.
Very nice.
In northern Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Always seemed longer.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, it was the first month it was slow, and we weren't doing. And then we started bombing Milosevic, and that's when it got busy. So
I would imagine time flew then. Yeah.
Yeah, but I did get to see Venice before I had to, work.
Well, that's a place I'd be interested to see before it sinks completely.
Yeah, I went there and had a bunch of birds land on me, ate some Italian seafood, and
hung out
landing on you?
Canoes.
Yeah, and gondolas and all that stuff.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah. But for folks not familiar, American Legion Post 61 joins us each month and gives us an update on what's going on. They'd love to invite people to come to their meetings next Thursday. 1 week from tomorrow will be the.
Well, don't forget we're meeting tomorrow to create charity bears.
Tomorrow night we're going to have a group doing the charity bears.
Yeah.
And so if you'd like to come out and talk and meet. come on out tomorrow night. But yeah, our actual official Legionnaire meeting will be the first Thursday of the month.
Yeah, the business meeting is then.
6 p.m. At First United Methodist Church, and we'd love to have you come and visit and learn more about what we do and our auxiliary and all of our branches, Sons and our Legionnaire.
Meet on the first Thursdays now.
Yep. So 6 p.m. But and I know our American Legion post, we focus kind of our stuff on children. That's kind of our main. We do a lot of like the charity bears for our law enforcement officials and all that to give out at scenes and things. We support scouts. We sponsor scouting, scout troop. Memory Lawn Cemetery is one of our pet projects. We have a group of folks that have done a lot of work to maintain and get that back to being a place where people want to visit, and
and they've done a really good job.
Yeah,
It's
they've done
looking pretty good out
amazing
there.
work out there. It's night
And
and day
the
different.
proprietors just sent us a check for some money.
Good, good deal. Yeah, they've been really well working with us and doing so. That's kind of our tentpole passion project. Scholarships as well. We also do scholarships.
Oh
too,
yeah, well
so.
those will be cranking up here in about 2 months.
Yeah. So matter of fact, we'll keep you up to date. But if you go to our website, which is RoswellLegion.org, you go there, you can learn more about our scholarships and everything there. And
I
you'll
do
see
believe there will be 2 scholarships for the
spring semester.
Spring semester.
Yeah.
At $2,500 each. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then you can see all of the qualifications. You must be a veteran or family.
Veteran connected.
Yeah,
in
veteran
some
connected.
way.
Veteran adjacent, I guess you'd say.
Veteran adjacent.
Basically, if you would qualify for membership, you don't have to join, but we'd love it if you would.
Sure.
You qualify for the scholarship.
Yeah. And then obviously, our is we want to.
Does help your chances.
Sure. And then we also, and then ours are focused on people going into STEM-related career fields or first responder, those service type deals.
Yeah, and we do classify nurses as a form of first responder.
I would say so.
do.
Yeah.
Doctors,
medical,
nurses.
anything medical or.
Well, that
or,
falls under STEM anyway.
Yeah,
You got all that
yeah.
sciencey stuff going on.
Yeah, it's all. Yeah, either way, you're
Science.
covered.
Yeah, I just sent money to University of Pennsylvania for.
Oh, nice for one of our scholarship winners.
Yeah.
Antonucci's kid.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Going to University of Pennsylvania. Huh?
Yeah, apparently she's going to be a doctor too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good deal. Does she know her field of study? Just curious.
I don't remember
Like she'll be a
discussing
surgeon
it
or-
with him.
Yeah,
but
some-
it was
some
in there. It was in her packet, but I don't remember.
I always wonder, like when people decide to be a doctor, do any of them like literally say, "I want to be a proctologist," or they just end up there? I mean,
I'm guessing a lot of them end up there.
I remember talking to Antonucci. We asked him if he landed where he thought he was going to land, and he says, "Not even close."
Yeah.
But he fell into it because
He wanted to be home with his
he wanted to
family.
be home with his family.
Sure. Well,
There's not too many 911 emergencies for podiatry, so
generally speaking, yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do the emergency surgery type services stuff. Then you got those, but yeah, each one. But I don't know. I was just kind of curious. I didn't know if some like those the lesser the doctors that do things that most people don't want nothing to do with, or people like sign me up to be a doctor of that, or are they kind of like no, I wanted to be a primary care doctor. Now I'm a specialist as proctologist or whatever. But I'm just curious.
I don't know. Who knows? You'll have to ask them, I guess, if you ever need one.
I'm going to ask you.
I
some
just
of the
can't
doctors
imagine waking up in the morning and saying, "I want to be a proctologist."
I can't either, but to each
Stranger
his own.
things have happened,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
to each their own. Do you thing? God bless you. I just don't know.
I want to be a sewage engineer. That's what I want to do. I want to take care of other people's crap. Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, they're very necessary. Without them, we'd be in a world of hurt.
But we're glad that it's awesome that
Yes,
that
we
they're
need those
doing.
people, and I'm sure that people choose those career paths
Sure.
eventually. But I doubt seriously you know.
Well, when you find out how
I'm
much
dreaming about being an astronaut. No, I want to be a wastewater plant manager.
Well, then they find out how much that the sewage water manager makes. and
Actually,
they're like,
one of the highest paid professions that I'm aware of is morticians, because a lot
Makes
of people
sense.
don't want to be around dead people, but
well, and
boy, you make a lot of money doing that.
Have you ever noticed though that everyone that's
People
a
are dying to
mortician's
get
got
in,
a warped sense of humor. Now, every one of
You'd
them
have to, I think.
a little off kilter, just a little bit.
A little different, yeah.
I mean, they're professional because they deal with public all the time, and they got to console, and so they've got the charismatic
I've
skills.
always found them to be a little stiff.
But hi-oh, here all week.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Although, never mind. I'm not going to tell the story. I'll tell it off air, but not on air. I was driving the other day, and I am going to tell it.
Okay.
So I was driving the other day, and I noticed I was driving south. I was seeing a smokestack come up, and I was seeing the smoke, and I'm like, "Oh, where's it? Is that a fire?" And as I'm getting closer, I realized it's the big funeral home. I'm pretty sure they were cremating, and it was just like, but I don't know if they had a heavy caseload. I don't know, but it seemed like a lot of smoke coming out. That's all.
It was looking like Auschwitz. Huh?
It just for a minute there, it was just one of those things. I'm driving. I'm like, oh, I wonder what's all. Oh,
yeah,
that's a little morbid. All right,
just having a little barbecue.
Yeah, but yeah, I couldn't do that job. No way.
No, but hats off to those that can, because it is very necessary.
Is that technically STEM, mortician? I mean, right? It kind of is. It's science.
I don't know.
You know.
But either way, to pull it back to the American Legion, we do funeral assistance for those that need it. So we can tie it back to the American Legion.
Yeah, we do help.
We don't actually throw the switch or do the other thing.
No, goodness.
But
we'll help your family get the military honors that they deserve, and
absolutely,
and find the DD-214 so the family can get the benefits they need. And
absolutely, we do. Yeah, if you've got veterans in need and all that, that's what we do.
Honestly,
y'all wanted me to tell the story. Y'all saw it y'all's face.
Yeah.
He takes very little prompting, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, I don't need much prompting, but absolutely. And here's the thing too: if maybe you as a maybe you're not a veteran but you maybe qualify as a son. If your parents, your father was served in military honorably, then you can qualify as a son of the American Legion.
Or your grandfather.
Yeah, absolutely.
The descendants of.
Just a little safety tip. If you have your DD-214 or you don't have it now and you're still alive, it would be best to fill out an SF-180 and get it.
Yes.
And then one of the simplest things you can do is take that document down to the county courthouse and have it registered.
And that's a lot easier.
The problem comes from, if you have a death in the family, especially if it's a veteran, it can take forever to get the DD-214. So you can't qualify for a lot of the services and things that you deserve just because you don't have that documentation. That documentation is probably one of the most important records available to you. And if you preserve it or file it or whatever, it's a lot easier for your family to get a hold of it when the time comes.
Yeah, the smart move, really, what to do is take your original, if you've got it, make several copies, keep those copies in a safe place in your home.
Absolutely.
Take the original, put it somewhere different,
like a safety
deposit box somewhere off-site.
What have you.
And that's probably that's a pretty good way to do that. Keep that way, if you need a DD-214 for anything, you go to the DMV or whatever. You got a few just laying around there at the house.
Well, even to qualify for the American Legion, you're supposed to show a DD-214, and a lot of times we'll scan it in and we'll keep it on file. So for our members, if there's ever a problem, we have that thing right now.
So that's great. So another perk of being a
we
Legionnaire?
can get it to Carlos. We can get it to one of the military branches or whatever if they're going to send out a detail, or you want a flyby, or you want whatever. I mean, the Marines are the nicest. They come out with a flag and a detail, and they take care of everything. That's a one-call deal. I email your DD-214 to them, and boy, they're ready to go almost 24 hours later.
Well, that's
the other
Marine
branches of
mindset,
service takes about 2 or 3 weeks. So, and not every funeral home in town knows what to do, or if they do know what to do, some of them aren't doing it. So the reality is a lot of times you have to contact outside agencies, the VFW, American Legion, Purple Heart people, whatever, so we can get the ball rolling for these services and stuff.
It does help when you have organizations like the American Legion kind of in your corner doing some of the legwork with you or for you, and it tends to move the process up a little bit. That tends to help.
But you need your DD-214 to get VA services. You need it to
can't get your foot in the door without it.
You can't get a home loan through the VA without it. You can't, all the things that you deserve, that you qualify for. And by the way, there are different definitions of veteran. The federal definition, so for VA benefits, et cetera, you have to have served 180 days continuous honorably.
You have to do a short tour.
You have to do at least 6 months to qualify. In the state of New Mexico, there's a lot of benefits that you qualify for as long as you've been in for 90 days.
Okay.
But that's by constitutional statute.
Gotcha.
And you also need to remember that National Guard is not active duty. Okay, that falls under workman's compensation. Now, if you were ever active, in other words, you decided to activate yourself and then you got deployed, as long as you were deployed for more than 180 days, then you qualify in both worlds.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you have to understand that to get veterans benefits, you have to be an active participant in this. I mean, it's not, they just don't hand it out.
Sure. You got to go seek it. You got to go and make phone calls and push buttons and do everything you can.
And sometimes it takes some time.
It does.
We will help you as much as possible, but the bottom line, without that,
it's a gauntlet.
DD-214,
yes,
you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, it is. So please, so if you've lost it or do not have it, start the process of getting that back.
I hate to tell you, it takes about 10 months to get a duplicate DD-214.
It's not easy. That's why I don't know.
And it's free. Just go online, fill out the form, and you get it in 10 months, but just get it.
And to be honest, I'm not trying to judge, I'm not anything, but every single person, when you were mustered out of the service, whatever branch, whatever time it was, I know for a fact one of the things they told you when they hand you that DD-214 is whatever you do not lose this.
Yeah.
Do not. Yeah, I know they gave you the
famous
spiel.
last words.
Yeah, because it's next to impossible to get it replaced if you don't. And a matter of fact, they told me the exact same thing you'd mentioned earlier. Go down to your local clerk's office and submit it there, so it's in essence a public document.
When I got out of the service, there was a checkbox on there that you could say, "Please send a copy of this to my local American Legion."
Oh, nice!
And they did do that for me, and that's what kind of got the ball
I don't recall
rolling.
seeing that for mine, but I'm not saying they did
you got out a little later than I did.
Yeah.
But there was a checkbox on there for that. I don't know if it still exists, but it's just another methodology of making sure that document is available.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. This is that thing when they were browbeating at India back then, and this is the reason why. So
Right. And bear in mind, people that serve like in World War II and stuff like that, they have 215s or they have certificates of service. They didn't start the 214 until a little after World War II. So bear that in mind too. So if your grandfather, father, or whatever served in World War I, World War II, you're going to have different documentation.
Sure.
Yeah. And the next of kin can request those. So even if your veteran has already passed, the next of kin can request it so that they can not only provide services, but have that little piece of family history. Because it denotes all of the stuff that they did while they were in the service.
Absolutely. Right.
Places they were deployed,
Their
any
medals,
ribbons or medals.
The standard form 180 is what it's called. You fill out an SF 180, and you can go to my website, roswelllegion.org. On the right-hand side, it says get your DD-214. Click on that. It will take you to the official records website. Okay, and as a next of kin, a descendant, you or a wife or spouse, you can request that through the SF-180 process. As I said, takes about 10 months, so do it today.
Sure. But it would behoove you to, if you don't have it on hand, because at some point, even if it's not anytime soon, you're going to need to do that to
and
take
for
advantage.
some of us, it gets updated. So if posthumous to your service, I'm not meaning you're dead, but after you get out,
right?
Your unit citation or whatever, they will appear on that. Now, I did mine, but I knew it wouldn't be on there anyway, but it wasn't. So, but I requested mine just to see how long it took. 10 months.
10 months. So,
don't wait until you need it.
Exactly, because it might be a year before you get it.
That's right.
But that being said, if you need help with that stuff, again, reach out to our Legion. We'll be happy to get you.
And like the commander was saying, the link for it is on roswelllegion.org.
Yeah, and you'll find it there. And then, of course, if you want to learn more about the scholarships or, of course, what our family does and things, you can read all of that there too.
For sure.
So if I could pivot for a second,
Sure.
We did really well on wreaths across America.
We did. It was wonderful.
We had about 180 wreaths this year,
Great.
which our goal was 200. So
we got close.
Yeah, that was close, and we were able to get that all deployed and stuff. Now the scouts were unable to join us, unfortunately, because a lot of them had plans out of town, and plus it was freezing.
That was the
morning.
weekend. It was Arctic. Yeah.
Yeah, but we got we had a nice group come out. The Patriot Guard.
Oh yes.
We had one member come out from Post 28. Had a few other volunteers that came by. So we got them all deployed.
All
within,
180 were dispersed and distributed to
Yeah,
grave.
we put one down at the courthouse lawn, and we put all the specialty ones. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Merchant Marines, Coast Guard.
Space Force.
Space Force.
They have them for the Space
and,
Force.
POWMIA, we put those down at McBride.
I'm hoping to say we don't have any Space Force
Not yet.
casualties.
I'm hoping not yet because we're still very new there.
Yeah, I don't,
I do know Biden moved it from Peterson Air Force Base to Huntsville, Alabama. But
really?
I don't know why, but
NASA maybe? Because NASA's on. So
well, NASA has something there too.
Yeah, that's a big area in Huntsville for NASA too. Isn't that where Space Camp is and all that stuff?
Yeah,
Could be. I don't know. I've never been there.
Yeah. So that I have no idea. I don't. Then when I also think Alabama, all that, I think of college football. So I don't know.
Yeah. Gators and Hurricanes.
Yeah. But I think they do. I think NASA's got a big
Tide.
I suppose.
Roll Tide. Yeah.
I don't know.
Crimson Tide.
Yes. Roll Tide.
Whatever.
That's what they say. It's Crimson Tide, but they say Roll Tide.
I don't know why.
I don't know. I don't go to Alabama. I
I have to ask. What are they? Alabamians?
I think so. I've never been to Alabama. I've never been that area. I'm not
I think
familiar
I've
with it at
driven
all.
through there, but
Yeah,
not.
never
Been
been
to Alabama a few times.
Would love to. I've just never been.
I've even been to speakeasies in
Really?
Alabama.
Well,
Like
that
I've never
sounds
been to
like fun.
Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi. I've never been to that.
You didn't go to Keesler?
No, never been to Keesler.
Oh,
No.
geez. Oh, you really didn't miss out on it. Back when I went to Keesler, the Gulf was dirty. They had tires and garbage and all that.
Yeah, I
I
heard
understand
they've
they went
cleaned
through and cleaned it all up and put casinos there. So,
Now, when I went stateside, they sent me to places like Boise, Idaho, and
Oh, fun.
Las
did
Vegas.
Did you wear a pink carnation?
No, I did not. I did go. Well, I was there for 2 weeks for a red flag, and so I went to like motocross and hockey games, and
I'm sorry.
it was a nice little town.
I'm
actually.
sorry.
Boise, Idaho. Huh?
Yeah, it wasn't a bad little town. I had a good 2 weeks there.
Of course,
Nice.
the time I chose to go to Alberta, that was the weekend of celebration of Gretzky. So that was like nuts. But picking the wrong times of year to go to certain places.
I heard more people, speaking of cold in Canada, not this in Canada, but close enough. I had more people love. I had several people in my shop that came from Minot, North Dakota, and every single one of them loved that assignment. They were like, "I'd go back in a heartbeat."
Really?
Pat Goff was at Minot.
Shoot, why not Minot?
Yeah.
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 The people love it. You don't
North
think
Dakota,
so, but
though.
everyone I know that spent time in Minot, they say it was one of their top 5 places to serve.
Yeah.
They love it.
I consider myself extremely lucky to never have had to go to Minot.
Yeah, me either. Me either.
I don't know. That sounds very cold to me.
January is a pretty down time for us at the American Legion.
Sure.
We really don't do much at all.
It's slow everywhere,
That's
but
because the last
including
several
us
months
for
have been
American
nuts.
Legion.
But that's kind of post 61's downtime is January. But
We still meet to do the bears
we
and the
do
sewing
do
and
that
stuff.
and we do our meeting, but
Yeah.
that's about it. February, however, at the end of the month is when we kind of crank back up again. We will be having a for chaplain.
Yeah, that'll
on
be
the
in
last
February.
Sunday of February, and that's
Think
something
Super
to
Bowl
see.
keeps getting in our way with that, but we'll figure it out.
Well, that's why we chose to do it on the last Saturday.
It's supposed to be the first, but we
Now,
know
in
that
theory,
y'all
I'll
are going
have
to be
some
watching football.
ads done up for that. But
Yeah, and if you've never seen a for chaplain ceremony, know the story. We've talked about it several times on here, and we'll tell you again as we get closer to the event. But,
Sure.
it's a very moving ceremony. I love the story, and I think I think every American should hear that story because it's part of who we are, and it encompasses exactly why we are and what we do.
It is,
and that
yep.
story does all of that. So.
I know you did a rerun last hour for Roswell Refuge.
Yeah.
But, American Legion Post 61 donated a bunch of turkeys to them.
Great. They
A
could
bunch
use
of
every
other
little
stuff
bit.
too. So
Yeah.
I just want to say keep Roswell reference in mind.
Yeah, I know. Like I said in that interview, they're looking for like toiletries and bedding and towels and linens.
Yeah,
and
we've
stuff
got
like
some
that.
donations with their names on it. We just got to get it to them.
Awesome. Yeah. Speaking of donations, like you said, you guys are back to making the bears here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How are we on fabric and material? Could we use more
Well, we're
donations
running
of that
low
stuff?
on that, but we've got enough for the season, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got
but if
lots
someone
of
wants to
stuffing.
donate some stuffing or
Yeah.
fabric or
What we're really short on is help.
bodies, warm bodies,
people
Yeah.
to cut out,
cut and paste and sew and
put
all
little
that.
dots
Yeah,
on the
I
eyes.
can only stuff a bear so fast, so I could use some help.
Okay, so come join tomorrow. Come out tomorrow. What time do y'all get going on?
6 o'clock.
Yeah,
6
6
p.m.
o'clock is usually about when sewing starts.
If you
but
want to
every-
eat, come 5:30.
Yeah,
Bring your own meal.
Right. We used to do potlucks, but with all the allergies out there, we figured it was easier just to bring your own.
Yeah, of course. One of these, y'all just do them on Wednesdays and then go eat at the church and then go to.
Yeah, we've
I know
done that before.
I know that Lizzie had indicated we have a certain number of bears that we're ready to drop off. I think we're going to do it today.
Okay.
His burn rate in the winter time is about 15 a month.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Because with it cold and everybody trapped inside, nobody likes each other. They punch each other. So.
More domestic violence.
Yeah.
More.
It's really
yeah,
sad.
It is very sad. I would love it to where they say, no, we hardly have to give these bears away, but unfortunately,
Well, in the
that's not
summer, he
case.
says 2-3, a month is all he needs. But November through about March.
When it's cold and
15
everybody's
a month.
inside, they get
Yep.
on everybody's
And then
nerves.
People,
so.
things happen, and mental health and everything
Yeah.
else that goes on, and the kids are at the end of the day are all the victims.
One thing about knowing the sheriff, I found out about all these cyclical things, and a lot of it's not really that good. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just never had that much insight until I had a friend that was a sheriff. So
Yeah.
You don't realize what our law enforcement see on a day-in-day basis.
Well, I guess I knew. I just never really put it in.
Well, you don't think it's in your backyard. You think it's
Over
it
there.
really is
somewhere
here.
else, and it's literally in your backyard.
And I don't know. I'm getting a little concerned about the proximity of gunfire these days. I mean, I'm hearing it like every few days now.
Yeah.
Again, 'tis the season.
Yeah,
It's
but
just-
if you want to be able to help, we can always use more felt. So
Okay.
like the soft fabric stuff because
Yeah.
we're using it to
Oh,
make
yeah,
bellies
for the
and
bellies
Okay.
hearts and
So,
noses and all
if you got
kinds of
some
stuff.
want to donate felt, that would be a good thing. And of course, come out Thursday.
Yep.
If you'd love to help cut, if you can sew, great. But
Yeah,
if you don't have
if
those
you
skill
can sew,
sets,
please come.
you don't have the skill
I'm
sets.
being updated. We have 18 bears to give away today.
Yes.
All right. So 18 bears, that means 18 bears need to be made to replace them.
Right.
Well, pretty much. And you can sponsor them for $10 a piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another way too. Is you can if you have no skills but like I can give you money, we'll take that too.
That works
Well,
too.
we are running really low on donation right now on several fronts. We're running really low for memory lawn.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we'll be picking up cut grass and all that.
Yeah, we're
yeah.
trying to
You know,
pad it
so-
now so we can afford the gas prices when the spring comes.
And we're going to need donations for all of our other programs and stuff like that coming up. Now, we did get a donation from Gomez for about what was it, $1,200?
Yeah, $1,200.
But that was earmarked for Operation Comfort Warrior, so
Which is a really cool program.
which is a great program. But that means we didn't see a dime.
It doesn't. It doesn't help with memory loss.
Nothing.
Or any of our other
Nothing
projects,
stayed here.
And you can earmark as well too if
It's
you want to
true.
donate. Say, hey, but here's $100, but I want it to go to memory lawn, and we're like, okay,
Right,
no problem.
absolutely.
We
Or
can
the
do that.
Scouts or whatever.
Or Scouts or whatever your passion project that we happen to think is pretty cool too. So.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, one of the big things that we need to, we try to donate to, there's two primary donations that we try to do every year. One of them is for Fisher House. And if you don't know what Fisher House is, it's a building that's up at the VA up in Albuquerque. And if your veteran is undergoing treatment, the family can stay at the Fisher House at no cost.
Yeah, it's kind of like Ronald McDonald House for veterans.
It is.
For veterans and family, yeah.
We think of it that way.
We tend to fund that. We try to send, $500 or $1,000 every couple of, every quarter or something like that to make sure that they're fully funded for families and stuff. And the other one is Child Welfare Foundation.
Yep.
That is one of the big charities in the American Legion that it actually funds several different things because a lot of people can apply for grants from that. And so it really helps out children and youth.
Excellent.
Just children in general.
So, we make donations to that through our posts, through donations we give and things like that too. So those are just some of the things we support.
And we also support local. I mean,
absolutely.
We did
The Roswell
Wild
Refuge.
Yeah. We did the
Assurance Home.
Yeah, several others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've done in years past other organizations too. It's just
Right.
it's wherever the need's greatest at that particular moment, we tend to turn up and help out what we can do. So.
Right.
For sure.
But we would love to have more people be a part of that.
We could really use some more manpower. We only have a few that are in state and very active. So if you'd like to help us out, if you want to join and help your community, you have to be either a veteran, the spouse, or somehow related to the veteran.
Child of a veteran.
Yeah, the details are on our website, but it's a good
and any
organization.
veteran that, however, if you just want to come help build charity bears.
Yeah, you don't have to be a member to do that.
We'll just come and hang out and be a bunch of social people doing social and helping people out.
We've had several people just drop by and start helping out.
Yeah.
It's a great thing. We love it. That's
is.
how things get done. But to be a Legionnaire, if you are a veteran that served honorably, pretty much since Pearl Harbor, December 7th, anybody that served in the military honorably since Pearl Harbor qualifies for the American Legion.
Yeah, they changed that a few years ago. So if you fell in the what we call the donut holes before, those are gone.
Those are
You
gone.
can join us.
Yeah.
Finally, we convinced them to do that.
Yeah. But and not to toot horns and things, but the American Legion is it's literally an act of Congress. It's formed by Congress. We now, granted, other organizations definitely have the ear of Congress and when it comes to veterans issues, but American Legion's kind of put there just for that very reason. So this is kind of nationally our main project too. So.
Right. Yep, the Legion and Auxiliary were chartered by Congress.
Yeah. So if you are passionate for veterans services, veterans needs, and helping veterans, we would love to have you come be with us. But don't forget, we also focus on children and community too. So we'll do everything we can for our veterans, but we also take that same passion with kids and some of our other pet projects here.
Yep.
So.
And like I was saying, if you want to join us, our membership is pretty reasonable. It's only $50 a year, which is less than $1 a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found out recently that across the country, there are American Legion posts that charge $75 a year now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotta love inflation.
It's crazy.
And the Suns nationwide, the average is $50. Ours is only $25.
They're almost making it. Some of those are thinking, well, shoot, just get the lifetime and save the money at that point.
Well, they don't have a lifetime for the Suns yet, but they're working on it.
Yeah. But I mean, if they're charging $75 a year, that's when I'd consider maybe I just get a lifetime membership.
Well, actually, that's kind of backwards. What you should do is get the lifetime before it goes to $75 because the lifetime fee is based on the monthly or the
so
annual.
It'll go up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
Okay,
mean, right now,
I didn't know if they
guy,
had just a regular
for
fee.
a lifetime for your age bracket is about $1,200.
Okay.
I mean, it is not cheap.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've considered it, but I just.
What if I don't plan on living too late? Like, it's like I don't think I'm going to make it till 90.
That's the thing.
I get a discount.
I know, but it's based on 30 years of dues.
Okay, all right.
So
yeah, 30 years. I should be good, right?
Crazy. Really serious.
Yeah, I'd probably do that.
But at least you know it's going towards good things. So I don't.
It is,
I don't
yes.
mind so much. It's a good thing. It helps people in need, and I'm good with that. So. Yeah. But join us tomorrow for the sewing and everything. 6 p.m. at First Net.
Well, you don't have
Church.
to know how to sew. Trust me.
Yeah, you don't have
to. If you could if you could
operate
a magic marker, you're good to go.
Or a pair of scissors.
You are qualified to help out.
That's right.
So perfect. Excellent. And of course, check out our website, roswelllegion.org, for more information about our post, scholarships, everything we were talking about here. And also, we do have our American Legion Post 61 Facebook page. If you want to reach out to us that way, we'll get that information. If you have any questions or needs, or if you're a veteran and you're looking for information, need help, you're like, hey, I've been trying to do this, don't know where to turn, reach out to us. We'll put you in touch with the people that can help you do that. That's
for sure
what we do. Did we get it all?
Well, for now, yeah.
For
now.
We ain't got much going on. So.
But there's a lot to talk about, even though there's not much going on.
Always.
It is, but awesome. Well, guys, Happy New Year. Thank you guys for joining us here. We'll see you in 2023.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Ready to talk about, of course, our next one, we'll be talking mostly about Fort Chaplains, because it'll be right around that time to get people
that'll be
up for that. So do me a favor, everyone. Just Google Fort Chaplain ceremony, Fort Chaplain story. Do your Google search and read up on the story if you're not familiar with it. I think you'll.
The USAT Dorchester.
Yes, you can type any of that. But if you just type in Fort Chaplains, that'll get you where you need to go.
Yeah, that's true.
So, well, thank you guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
With your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Sorello. The city of Roswell is reminding residents to celebrate safely for the New Year holiday. As always, never drink and drive. Before you head somewhere where people will be drinking, line up a ride home if you are also going to be drinking. Make sure you have a designated driver or have the phone number to a cab, ride service, or non-drinking friend who is willing to pick you up. And please do not fire off celebratory gunfire. With only a few exceptions, and celebration is not one of them, it is illegal to discharge a gun within the city limits. And remember, what goes up must come down. Bullet projectiles can return to Earth just as fast as they were fired out the barrel of your gun. The city of Carlsbad has approved a land transfer to the state for a new veterans cemetery. 10 acres of land will be given to the state at Sunset Gardens, 1405 West Wood Avenue. The project has been stalled for years through the city. Now, the state hopes to break ground on the new veterans cemetery sometime in the coming year. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next few days. Fairly mild temperatures. Low pressure will be staying to our north. Mostly sunny today, and our afternoon high in the low 60s. For the overnight hours, 30 and partly cloudy. A little bit cooler on Friday. Sunshine, though, and our high stays in the upper 50s. It'll be clear Friday night. Sunny and warming to the mid-60s on Saturday. Slight chance of a shower New Year's Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. Families hoping to catch a Southwest Airlines flight after days of cancellations suffered through another wave of scrub flights, with another 2,500 pulled from arrival and departure boards on Wednesday. Exhausted travelers sought passage by other means using different airlines, rental cars, or trains, or they simply just gave up. Former President Donald Trump's tax returns are expected to be released by the House Ways and Means Committee on Friday. The Democratic-controlled committee voted last week to release Trump's returns with some redactions of sensitive information. The release raises the potential of additional revelations related to the finances of Donald Trump. Iraq's prime minister has ordered a crackdown on local businesses operating under the names of international brands without legal permission. The move comes after the Associated Press reported last week that Iraq has become a major center of trademark violations and piracy. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Here to help you breathe easy. That's what you can expect from Artesia General Hospital's cardiopulmonary and respiratory therapy team, both literally and figuratively. From innovative treatments for lung cancer and COVID-19 to management for everyday breathing problems like asthma and bronchitis, our care for acute and chronic conditions is unmatched in Southeast New Mexico, and the compassion of our caregivers offers peace of mind with each visit. Get the help you need for chronic respiratory conditions. Call 575-748-3333 or visit artesiageneral.com/respiratory.
As you look forward to the new year, you may be making some New Year's resolutions for yourself. Things like exercising regularly, eating healthier, or something else that you may not do any longer than the first week of the year. How about you take a different approach for this year's resolution? Instead of focusing on yourself, come up with a resolution that can help others. Look around you and see where there's a need and resolve to meet that need. It could be helping out once a month at a local nonprofit. It could be writing an encouraging note every week to someone who's sick or dealing with a difficult time. It could be intentionally sharing the story of how God has made a difference in your life. At Country Club Road, we are making resolutions for the future with this mission: know Jesus and make Jesus known. We invite you to join us as we work together to develop our Vision 2030 plan titled For All That You're Going to Do. Happy New Year and God bless.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8:57. Got a few minutes here before top of the hour and news. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. We're going to replay our interview we had with City Development Director Kevin Mavers. He joined us yesterday, and we talked about last week's planning and zoning meeting. We also talked a little bit about marketing, business, starting a business. If you're looking for resources on starting a business, we talk some information about that as well, too. So some good information there, so we'll play that for you next hour. Don't forget the final day of the Pone Corn Tournament and the Goddard Holiday Invitational Tournament are today. Actually, I think Goddard getting underway here in just a few minutes. About 11, I think, action will get underway at the Roswell Gym. You can catch all the games from both tournaments, from Pocorn and from the Goddard Holiday Tournament, ksvptv.com. Just go there, and then you'll see the two channels. You'll see the one for the Pocorn. You click there to watch all the games today happening at the Roswell Gym. And then for the Goddard Holiday Tournament, click on that channel and you'll watch. We'll have all the games there for you for the Goddard tournament. Now, I'll remind you, we only have announcers for our Roswell and Goddard schools. The other games we're showing, but no announcer or anything like that. So we got that going on all day today. Of course, if you get the day off, go on out to either gym and get there and support the teams and watch some basketball in person. But you know, with out-of-town friends and family, want to show cousins and grandparents and things, just point them to ksvptv.com and you can follow it there. Programming note, also Dallas Cowboy football tonight as well on our sister station 92.9 The Brand, and also in Espanol, in Spanish, on Fierro 106.1 FM. Fierro tonight as the Cowboys take on the Tennessee Titans. And we'll have that for you. It's a Thursday night game. I know it feels weird with the holidays and everything. It's like, yeah, it's Thursday night. Yeah, it's a football game tonight. And it's the Cowboys. So definitely want to check that out. And, of course, we'll have it for you here on the radio at 92.9 FM and 106.1 FM in Espanol. So we'll have both those games for you there as well, too. Let's see. Something else I was going to mention. Oh, yeah. It was... the fact that the Roswell Refuge, we've been interviewed them earlier in the month. But if you're looking for a place to make some donations, they could definitely use more towels, silverware, toiletries, shampoo, conditioner, soaps, etc. Family size of those, bottled water. They're looking for some furniture, small dressers, things like that, mini fridge, some other stuff as well. So if you have some of those things you'd like to donate, reach out and call the main office. Don't call the crisis line. Call the main office, 575-624-3222. Again, that's 575-624-3222. They do have a crisis line. If you are a victim of domestic violence or looking for answers or have any questions or want someone to talk to or whatever, call the crisis line, 575-627-8361, 575-627-8361. That number available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News up next. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Southwest Airlines leads the way again today in flight cancellations. FlightAware.com reports the beleaguered carrier has scrubbed more than 2,300 flights as it continues struggling in the wake of the big winter storm. Thousands of Southwest customers still stranded at airports while the Biden administration is pledging to go to bat for those customers and launch an investigation of the airline. Congress also talking about an investigation. In western New York, the cleanup continues following the devastating winter storm. It's blamed for more than 35 deaths across that region. The Buffalo Niagara International Airport is open again, although most flights are canceled. With COVID-19 raging in China, the U.S. will be imposing some new rules on travelers from that country.
Beginning January 5th, all air passengers at least 2 years old coming from China will be required to show a negative COVID-19 test no more than 2 days before the departure from China, Hong Kong, or Macau. The requirement will apply to all air passengers, regardless of their nationality and vaccination status.
Correspondent Bernie Bennett. Former President Trump is slamming the Biden administration for changes in the U.S. citizenship test.
The administration is implementing a pilot program that changes fill-in-the-blank questions on the exam to multiple choice. Former President Trump says he does not believe that citizenship should be easy. He said it should be responsible.
Correspondent Tasha Stevens. Multiple regions of Ukraine, including the capital, facing a massive Russian missile attack today, the biggest wave of strikes in weeks, targeting power stations and other crucial infrastructure during the freezing weather. The Nassau County, New York DA investigating Congressman-elect George Santos. He lied about his heritage, education, and professional life when he campaigned successfully for a seat in Congress. Dow's up 331 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Fleet Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-626-5252. That's 800-626-5252. 800-626-5252.
The Arctic blast that swept through the nation also hit wildlife hard.
Texas wildlife officials say hundreds of bats lost their grip and plunged to the pavement underneath a bridge in Houston.
When the temperature drops below about 30 to 26 or so, that's just too low for them.
Mary Warwick is wildlife director for the Houston Humane Society.
They go into hypothermic shock, and at that point they just can't hold out anymore and they drop.
Warwick drove by one of the bridges where they roost and saw hundreds of bats frozen on the ground.
Their temperature would have gotten so low that they just couldn't come back, and they would have died.
Rescuers were able to save most of them, administering fluids and keeping them warm in incubators. I'm Ben Thomas.
A massive fire that lasted more than 12 hours in a Cambodian hotel casino killed at least 16 people, injured about 50 others, while other victims are apparently not yet accounted for. News and analysis at townhall.com. A distressing story out of Argentina.
DNA tests have confirmed that a man was snatched from his mother as a baby during Argentina's last military dictatorship and was illegally adopted by a family in a northern province. Wednesday's announcement about the 46-year-old man was the second such case in less than a week and raised the number of ID cases to 132. During Argentina's bloody 1976 to 1983 dictatorship, military officials carried out the systematic theft of babies from political prisoners who were often executed without a trace. They were then later illegally adopted by other military officers or allied families. Keith Peters reporting.
A watershed day in Israeli politics as former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu returns to office. Netanyahu's new government is pledging, among other things, to prioritize settlement expansion in the West Bank. More on these stories. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Trace Inviernos
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Thursday.
These headphones have an attitude of their own. They were working just fine this first thing in the morning, and now they're just down to 1.
Now they're slacking off.
Yep. I mean, it's the end of the year, but he phones it in. I get it.
I think it's the board.
Yeah?
So I've noticed, I think it also transfers to the speaker.
Well, bear in mind, you have the newest board in the entirety of Pecos Valley Broadcasting.
Technically, yours is newer.
Yeah, that's right. Mine is newer. It's only slightly. Only slightly.
Yeah, but mine has more buttons. So
that's
maybe,
true.
Maybe.
Let's face it, yours is bigger.
Well, we had to. When we first got this board, it's got Bluetooth built in, and the Bluetooth wasn't working, so they had to replace like this whole top unit.
Oh, really?
To get Bluetooth to work again.
Oh.
And that was like right out the gate. I remember it was several moons ago. But happy Thursday.
Yes,
Hope everyone's having a good day. It's kind of that holiday before holiday. It's not a holiday, but feels like a holiday kind of Thursday.
Make your peace with God, people. The year's almost over.
Are you a New Year's resolution type person?
I try to be. I don't necessarily adhere to right off the bat New Year's resolutions, but I try to do better.
Yeah,
so to speak. I mean, I don't set specific goals.
You're not like, I'm going to lose 30 pounds.
No.
Or I'm going to
no,
whatever.
My main goals with the new year are, I think, just to take general better care of myself.
Yeah.
You know, I'm starting to get to that point where I'm like, yeah, things are starting to not work the way they used to. I mean, you know, my back, my knees, my hips. And I got kids. You know, I got to be here for another generation. So it's like my dad, he went out at 49.
He was very young.
Right, which gives me 11 years by his standards.
He was my age.
Exactly. So
scary thoughts sometimes.
It is. It really is.
I mean, it's young, but then I look and I'm like, dude, I'm almost 50.
So that's my general mindset going into 23 is just do better for, not even for my sake, but for their sake.
Oh, let's go the other way. Regrets? Any regrets for 22? Anything you wish you would have done you didn't do in 2022?
I try not to regret anything specifically. I feel like everything that happens for a reason. That being said, I probably did some boneheaded things in 22 that I'm not, particularly proud of.
Yeah, I'm sure we all have. I'm trying to think. I'm sure I've said something.
I'm sure I've done. I'm not going to put them out here, but.
Well, it was. Looking back, it was a rough year for our family and me and my wife. But now that we're here, getting through it, it was a good year. I mean, yes, we had a huge scare in my wife, but now that we're through that, at the end of the day, I think it made our marriage better too. I mean, in the scheme of
it, you always into perspective.
You always hear the saying, "What doesn't kill you make you stronger," and I think in this case, it made our marriage stronger and stuff. So, do I want to go through it again? No. But am I thankful in a weird sort of way we did? Yeah, I'm glad about that we got through it and everything. But I think it learned some things about our marriage and of course myself, and I'm certain my wife could probably argue the same thing when life. Suddenly is, the end of it possibly staring at you right in the face. I mean, that changes the way you think about
stuff. Definitely puts things in perspective for sure.
And it certainly did for me, even, the thought of not having my wife, not that I want to get into this conversation, but
no, it puts a real finality on things.
Yeah, it definitely puts things into perspective and all of that. So I look at this year as, it was a rough year, and do I want to do it again? You bet I don't.
Right.
But in a weird way, I'm thankful that I'm a Christian, so I believe God's put these challenges on my plate for a reason, and I'm here handling it.
Yeah.
We got through it, so that I am thankful.
I would call it a growing year.
Yeah,
I mean, it was in a lot of ways. I learned a lot about who I am, a lot about myself, a lot about how I handle things, and also, I mean, early on in the year, I went through a relatively hard breakup, but it was
That's true.
Was
that this year?
That was this year.
Oh, that was this year.
Yeah, well, not with my kid's mom, but with
with others. Yes, okay,
with Jasmine.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
It was definitely a good breakup. It was, I would call it the best breakup I've ever had, in that I'm still genuinely good friends with the person who I was in that relationship with.
Yeah.
And we're still close and we still talk, and she's still close with a lot of my family. So I learned about how well I can handle situations like that, because I'm not a I don't know if you know this, Mike, about me, but I don't handle things well. I don't tend to handle crises well. I don't know if I give that vibe off or anything.
No, I would have never thought that.
My kid's mom has literal flashbacks to the phrase, just one word, seriously? Because there would be mornings when I would ask her to either wash my clothes or put my clothes. I'll put my clothes in the washer. If you'll put them in the dryer, I have to go to bed to get up for the morning show in the morning. And I'd get up and they would still be in the washer. And across the house, she would hear me scream, seriously? I have a shirt that it just says seriously with a question mark. She hates when I wear it because it literally gives her flashbacks.
It's a PTSD shirt.
It's exactly. Post-traumatic shirt disorder.
I'm not trying to be a jerk or nothing, but there's a way to stop that. Put the dang clothes in the dryer.
Which is why I decided at that point I'm taking it on my own shoulders. I'll handle my own laundry.
I know, but you're a single man today, and there's
a reason for that.
Factors.
Oh, shut up! When's the last time you did a load of laundry, Michael?
Oh, I'm still married.
Exactly. Shut up.
Actually, I fold. I do most of the. I help fold.
I thought you meant you just give up.
Yeah,
I fold.
No. My wife is much more on top. I was on top of that. I help fold.
That to me is the worst part of the process. Because laundry is just toss it in there, throw some detergent in there, push a button, or set. It's easy.
I'm around for the hard part.
Yeah,
I'm around for the hard part.
God bless you, Mike.
I'm a hero.
You're a true hero. Thank you for your service.
I'm sure this is not the nice text. No, it's still this is a replay of a nice text. That's okay. The bad ones come.
Oh, don't worry. She's still off work, man. She's hearing all this.
But but as far as resolutions go, I'm not really a resolution, sure. I'm look and think, all right, there's a couple things, let's try to be better with this and things like that. But
you're like, but in general, I'm awesome, so don't worry about it.
I don't, because I know I'm setting myself up for failure. If I sit here and say, all right, I'm going to lose 30 pounds or whatever, I know I'm not going to do it.
I got one for you.
For me? Okay.
Yeah. Say no more.
Say no?
Say no more.
Huh.
For your own good.
Am I bad at not saying no?
I'd venture to say yes.
Okay. I never thought that about me.
For your own self-preservation.
So I think in my head,
be okay with saying no a time or two.
In my head, I'm not always the nicest person. That's why I kind of.
So you make up for it by
maybe. I just because I tend to be blunt, which can be confused for rudeness sometimes.
Sure.
And so I just never thought people would, I don't think people think of me as a nice.
In the nicest way that I can think to put this out on a public forum, I feel that you are entitled to more of your own free time. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, maybe I'll work on that.
There we go.
Speaking of free time, I'm going to start right now.
With all due respect.
Okay. Because I'm like, do I tell people no a lot? I was like, or tell people yes a lot? I was like, I kind of feel like if I do, it's begrudgingly. I mean, you never get like a cheerful yes from me for anything, but we'll see. But anyway. All right, I'll take it. I'll think about it.
I hope that I was foggy enough, but yet clear enough that you understood what I was getting at.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
All right.
I think so.
Let's hit those couple buttons and I'll clarify.
Yeah. All right. It is 15 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to play our interview we had yesterday with Kevin Mavers, City Development Director for the City of Roswell. He talked about the planning and zoning meeting that occurred last week and talked a little bit just general business. Like if you're looking to start a business, some good information there and just plans as they're moving the whole city development into the new facilities in 2023 here the first quarter. So we talk a little bit about that and all that. So that's what you're going to get. But before we do any of that, let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next few days. Fairly mild temperatures. Low pressure will be staying to our north. Mostly sunny today and our afternoon high in the low 60s. For the overnight hours, 30 and partly cloudy. A little bit cooler on Friday. Sunshine though, and our high stays in the upper 50s. It'll be clear Friday night. Sunny and warming to the mid 60s on Saturday. Slight chance of a shower New Year's Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 52 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 40%. Winds currently out of the southwest at 5 miles per hour. Mostly sunny today. Highs near 60. Winds will be out of the northwest, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy. Expect an overnight low of 33 degrees. Winds out of the northwest at around 5 miles per hour. Friday, mostly sunny, 58 for a high. Winds will be out of the northwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 35 degrees, west winds 5 to 10. Then looking at the weekend for New Year's Eve Saturday, mostly sunny, 57 for a high with west winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For if you're going to go out, celebrate and ring it in the new year, for Saturday evening, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 39 degrees. And then New Year's Day, mostly cloudy, 66 for a high. Sunday night, there is a 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, 39 for an overnight low, so pretty warm. And then looks like we'll be residing in the mid-50s for a good hunk of next week, the first year of 2023. All right, it is 17 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take a quick minute and a half commercial break, and then we're going to play our interview with Kevin Mavers. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Let the countdown begin in 2022 on a high note at Big O's year-end sale. Head to Big O for our best deals on tires, brakes, oil changes, and more from December 12th through January 8th. And right now, get a $70 Visa reward card or Visa virtual account after online submission on a set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. Plus, get an additional $70 prepaid MasterCard on installation purchase of sets of 4 Michelin passenger or light truck tires. No resolutions here, just giant deals to get your car ready for the new year. But hurry, you only have a few days left to save. Go big at Big O during our incredible year-end sale, December 12th through January 8th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation charges extra. Required on all 4 tires. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. Void where prohibited. See rebate form for terms and conditions. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits or the astronauts. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, City Development Director here in Roswell, this city. Kevin Maver's with us this morning. Guess I better clarify just in case, you know. Good morning, Kevin. How are you doing today?
Good morning, Mike. Let me wish you a belated Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, belated Merry Christmas,
Okay,
Happy New Year.
And a Happy New Year.
Yeah. So how was your holidays? Pretty good?
Uneventful.
Good.
Uneventful.
Uneventful is a good thing.
Sometimes it is. Yeah. The wife and I spent most of the weekend, the holiday weekend, at home, just resting and relaxing. We went to Mass on Sunday morning, like we should, and then a little bit of running around on Monday. We had the day off on Monday too from the city. So,
sure, so that was the city in most places.
But other than that, like I said, it was just uneventful. Hung out, binged on Disney Plus stuff.
Good deal.
Saw every episode of Andor. You know,
you know what? I just now getting around. I watched the first episode yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And interesting. I need more episodes to get into it, but I'm intrigued. I will go there.
It is an intriguing series.
Yeah.
It's another one of those bridges that they're building with the whole Star Wars universe. To kind of fill in the gaps in between the major movies and things. So it's always kind of neat to see the backstory.
Sure.
Right?
They're building the universe. Just
Yes,
like,
they are.
Marvel and all these other tentpole franchises. They're now kind of filling in those, like you said, those backstories. So, but yeah, check it out here. I'm sure we could talk Star Wars.
We could talk wrestling too. I heard you talking about that. I'd
have to bring Sean back in. He's the wrestling connoisseur of the
I
two
was
of us.
a big wrestling fan during the heyday, the real heyday, what I think is a real heyday, of the WWF before they became the
like
WWE.
In the early 80s, early to mid 80s.
Yeah. And then they became the WWE, and then they got competition from WCW. And it was
you know what? You say that, and to this day, I'm slightly bitter when I see WWF commercials and they're wanting you to donate. I'm like, why couldn't you just let the wrestling guys have WWF and y'all come up with something new? That E didn't wrap around my head right for a long time there. But
they were two such completely distinctly separate organizations.
Sure, no one's ever confused the Wildlife Federation
believe
with
me,
the wrestling.
I don't believe the Body Slam will ever be confused with caring for a panda or whatever.
I meant to give my money to the wrestlers and it went to the panda.
No, wait a minute. I thought I was buying tickets to WrestleMania. What's going on here?
No, I adopted a giraffe. That's true. So the city did have their final planning and zoning meeting of 2022 yesterday.
No, it was actually a week ago.
A week ago. That's right. It was a week. I forgot.
Yeah. So, we decided to move it up a week so that we could finish out the year. Obviously, with the in-between holiday weeks, we had a lot of people planning on traveling and doing other things. So we didn't want to end up scheduling something and then not have a quorum.
It'd be poor planning to have a planning and zoning meeting when no one's in town.
When no one shows up, yes, that would be bad. Especially when you got businesses and other things that are counting on an expedient one of those review of their plans
and we all know
projects.
government work is never expeditious or expedient.
Either one.
It's glacial, but sometimes they do have to pick up the pace a little bit.
Well, we're doing our best to pick up the pace.
Sure.
We're doing our best to move things forward in the like I like to say, in the minimum amount of time allowed by law. There is certain laws and rules, regulations that we have to deal with relative to advertising periods, relative to public notice, and all those things. That eats up in any given month a good 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the scheduling. Just because you have to get the advertising out, staff reports have to be completed and everything else. So, but we're trying to these days, if you come to us with a project that needs to go to the Planning and Zoning Commission, we're trying to turn them over and get them to the nearest Planning and Zoning Commission meeting within about 6 weeks.
Gotcha.
Okay, so it's a challenge sometimes to get that, just depend on where the days fall in the calendar and the month, and how well the builder or developer or applicant works with us. Sometimes we're waiting until the very last second for a piece of information that's a critical path item.
Sure.
And it gets to be a little bit tough, but no such problems like that this month. It was pretty easy. We only had 2 items on the agenda.
Okay.
Both of them are friends from the cannabis industry again. Okay. And, of course, they were looking forward to getting things moving forward.
Well, I would imagine because that's a new industry to the state, it's going to have the most growth of any industry till it kind of catches up, so to speak.
Yeah. So they were. We actually had two applications on the opposite end of town. One down near the Coca-Cola factory, I think it is, down on South Main.
All right.
South Main, heading towards the air base, and then another one, the old A&W building, the one that
here downtown,
a little north of official downtown, but anyway, that was
formerly Carl's Jr., formerly a couple things.
So the Planning and Zoning Commission voted to approve both of those and move them on to the City Council. So the last item for those 2 applicants will be to be at the City Council meeting in January, which I believe is the 9th.
So it's the second Thursday.
It's the second Thursday.
Yeah,
whatever that day that falls on.
Yeah,
exactly.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. So I'm trying to do math in my head here. It's not working this morning.
So I'm in radio. They told me there was no math.
Yeah. You just have to be eloquent. And,
that's right.
Know the difference between expeditious and expedient.
Tomato.
There you go. All right. Anyway, so those 2 items will be on the first City Council agenda of the year, along with a few other things. But it's going to be. We're looking forward to a really exciting 2023 in our department. If you've read the newspaper over the last few days, you saw that the after what seems like an interminable number of delays. Okay, it looks like the Development Services Center is finally going to open in January. We should finally be able to move in.
Good.
The last few items on the checklist are being taken care of. Our real estate manager, Todd Versiglio, down at the city, he's been on top of that, making sure that everything gets taken care of, and they've told us to start packing our boxes and labeling our furniture and everything else, and we've got a layout for the move. So it's
just
a
new
matter
move in 2023. Here.
Yeah, we'll be moving over, but that's really exciting because that's, I think, really going to help us improve the level of customer service to the city and to the not only to the homeowners and the builders and the developers, but to everyone, business people and everybody else, everybody that needs our services.
Sure.
Being able to come into that new building, having everybody in one place, one location, instead of having 1 or 2 windows to serve people, we'll have 5.
Okay.
We'll have new customer service agents that will be able to take care of people immediately. Of course, we're also working on our web portal and things like that, so we'll be able
people
to
can do online stuff,
online, electronic.
Maybe avoid the trip to the office.
Yeah,
I got
so
you.
it's going to be very, 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 very interesting. It'll be a lot of fun. The other thing we're looking forward to is, as you probably read, the City Council approved the new professional services agreement between the city and Main Street Roswell.
Yeah.
And I think I've been telling you every month for the last couple of months, we're looking forward to just really moving forward well with them and really focusing on the needs of the people downtown.
Sure.
Making it just a great 2023 for everybody.
It makes sense because at the end of the day, both entities really want the same thing. They want a thriving, downtown area because it's good for everyone. It's good for the city. It's good for Main Street. It's good for locals. It's good for all of us.
There really is no downside to our local business community prospering. There really isn't. And For that matter, I look even at our local homeowners as part of that community as well, because obviously they're paying their property taxes, they're buying all the things to fix up their homes and redecorating. So when I have somebody come in that just wants something as simple as, the other day I had a lady come in and she was looking for a home occupation permit. She wanted to start her own home-based business. And I just walked her through the process right there while she was in the office. Made sure that she knew and understood what all she needed, the documentation she needed, all the things, helped her fill out the forms. She, I think, had to go home and get her checkbook or had to finish getting something. But she came back yesterday afternoon, walked through the door with her application, and she said, the young lady next door said you needed to sign off on this if you approved it. I said, all right. I signed off on it, and that was my Christmas present to that happy homeowner and now new business owner.
Nice.
So it was, those are the kind of things that just really they make your day.
Sure.
They really make your day. When somebody comes in and they've got
Absolutely.
a problem or they have a question or they have a dream, in this particular case, they wanted to achieve.
Sure.
And you're able to sit right there and walk them through it and watch them leave with a big grin on their face and just happy.
Yeah. So it kind of spurs a question here. We always talk about the planning and what we got coming up and things, but what if folks are interested in starting their own businesses, doing things as far as city resources on learning what the proper protocols, paperwork? Is it just a trip to your office, or do you recommend do some research on the website? What would you recommend people do if they're kind of doing their planning and researching side of starting their own business?
That's one of the first things that I did when I got here in Roswell 2 years ago is I wanted to learn about the differences in the procedures, and every state is slightly different. And what I found out is that it's just a little bit cumbersome to start a business here in New Mexico.
They don't set the table very well for you.
Yeah, they really don't. So I went ahead and put together a complete checklist. Okay, you needed to determine the form of your business first. Was it going to be a sole proprietorship? Is it going to be an LLC? All those other things. And then from there, go to the state website, the Secretary of State website, and do a name search if you're going to use it. Okay. Once they don't have a name, then you want to bounce back out of that and then go to the registration process. Keeping in mind that while you're online with them, you also have to go to a different website and make a deposit of money so you can pay for the registration. So back and forth just a little bit, a couple of times. You get all the way through that, and the state, if you do it online, the state's really responsive. It took less than 24 hours to get the actual approval of the business name, your LLC being filed, and everything else. Then from that point, you go to the federal government. And you get that wonderful taxpayer ID number. You get the taxpayer ID number. Then you bounce back to the state, but a different portion of the state. You go to the taxpayer access portal.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, this doesn't sound confusing at all.
And you pull your state GRT number, your tax number. Once you have those things pulled together, then you're ready to actually fill out the application because all those numbers are required as part of the application.
So it's a lot of legwork.
It can all be done if you know where to go.
Sure.
And the one thing I've constantly reminding people is that if you do just a Google search and on, let's say, taxpayer identification number, federal taxpayer ID number, everything that will come to the top are for-profit businesses who will walk you through the process for a fee.
Gotcha.
Okay? And I remind people, don't click on any of those. Okay, that may be bad to hear from somebody who's very pro-business, but they are charging you for something you can do yourself.
That's a business you can do yourself.
You can do yourself. All you have to do is you have to go down near the bottom of the page. You'll see the actual IRS website, and that's where you want to go.
Well, that's a similar move with I've noticed with DMVs and stuff. When you try to renew driver's licenses, there's some third parties out there that try to. That really do a good job of disguising they're a third party and think you're dealing with the DMV. But anyway, be wise of that stuff.
If the bottom line to your entire question is, if you're looking for a third party to help you walk through, come see us.
Yeah,
come see us. I'm going to go ahead and as part of 2023, I'm going to be actually working with a couple of our business organizations, our economic development. I'm going to put together like a 1 hour brown bag kind of lunch, and I will actually go to these places. They can invite any of their prospective clients or customers in, people that are wanting to start a business, and we'll just give a kind of a brown bag lunch there and
lunch and learn,
lunch and learn kind of thing, and go through that. And I'll have the checklist here, and hopefully I'll have it all worked out in language that everyone can understand at that point. That's always because I do tend to speak the language of planning and zoning and business and development, and so I need to make sure that when people are starting a business, they don't necessarily know all the proper language. Make sure I've got all the links and everything into it.
Well, it's and generally when a person starts a business, their passion is for their product.
Yes,
they're not getting into business because they love paperwork. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's that's their expertise is whatever they want to sell, whatever widget it is.
Yeah,
and so. But you're not going to be successful without doing this paperwork, without doing
exactly.
And that's where reach out to Kevin, reach out to your resources, and utilize them.
Anytime I have somebody come into my office to talk about that kind of stuff, or I even meet someone on the street, say, I'm thinking about starting a business, and I ask them what business they're in. I try to very gently remind them that there are two major reasons why most small businesses fail, and most small businesses do fail within about 3 to 5 years if they make it.
If they're going to fail,
if they're going to fail, and the two reasons: number one, depending on the type of business, you may be undercapitalized. Mm-hmm. You just don't have enough money to carry you through until you're ready to you start making a profit. Mm-hmm. But the second reason is exactly what you just described. People have a passion for their product or the passion for the service, or they have all the skills. And what I call this is the technical ability to do the job.
Sure.
Okay. But they haven't studied what it means to be in business.
Right.
They haven't studied management. They haven't studied marketing. They haven't studied all these other things. So I always recommend that they get a hold of the local, the SBDC office out, or they get a hold of Main Street Roswell, or they get a hold of the chambers, either one of the chambers, depending on what they are, and get involved with these groups that they are all about teaching about business and what to understand. None of these people that when you're passionate about doing something and you're finally ready to make that move, jump out on your own, they don't have 2 years to go get an MBA,
right,
and figure out how to be a business person.
Let me get the business finance 101.
They're looking to go into business in the next 24 hours.
Sure. They're like, how do I start a website? How do I get a brick and mortar? Let's get this going.
So this is kind of the New Year's resolution that our office has made, is that we're going to be ready and available to assist our business community in whatever way we can. And if we can't help them, I want to understand what that problem is that they're facing so that we can dig into it as well and figure out what is the path to success for these people.
Yeah.
That all comes down to our, having the building, changing the name over to the Development Services Center, and being truly customer friendly.
Yeah.
And
do they have an ETA on when you guys will be fully moved in and actually working out of that building?
I would love to give you that answer, but I've been told, just because of the problems we've had, and just because we're still dealing with it, like every business is. We're still dealing with labor issues. We're still dealing with the ability to get equipment and things that we need. So when we will start moving in sometime this month. When will we be fully moved in and fully operational? That's kind of a function of how quickly we get some of the electronics and other things that we need, because we have a conference room that'll be in that building there. That'll be the place we're hoping to have all of our future Planning and Zoning Commission meetings, and have other meetings and training sessions. But of course, in a post-COVID world, people have kind of come to expect that all those meetings, if yes, we'd like them to be available and open to the public, but you know what? It's even better if we can just click on YouTube or go to meeting or any of those
whatever
others.
Virtual link you can.
And we have a lot of out-of-town clientele that appreciates that as well. That we record those things via GoToMeeting. People can participate electronically. So we still may be holding those meetings over in the convention center for a short time until we're fully
the technology comes over.
Until the technology comes in, and we're fully operational. So I'll come in once a month and update you.
There you go. Stay tuned on that.
Stay tuned.
But I'm thinking probably about February time frame. Hopefully. the plants have aligned and computer equipment, everything has arrived.
Let's hope so. About the only thing I've been told I've been allowed to say is sometime during the first quarter.
Gotcha.
The
There
first
you go.
quarter.
So between now, January and March.
Let's hope. I've made predictions in the past and had to come back and eat crows.
That's right.
My crystal ball stopped working about the end of the first year I was here in Roswell. So I don't rely on that anymore. I do my best to ground my predictions in some little smidgen of truth and accuracy. So
real quick, just any updates on some of current business construction and stuff? I know we still see our Popeyes, we still see our Firehouse Subs. Any updates you guys have heard on any times or anything on those?
Other than Popeyes is still moving forward. It's still doing well. Firehouse Subs, the last we heard, they should be. Did
they change ownership or something? Or? I've heard a couple things. I have no idea what's true.
I haven't dug into it very deeply, but the issues that I've been told are at the Firehouse Subs corporate level. Okay,
gotcha.
And they've had some problems with some SEC filings and some other things, and so they're working through those. So,
well, I wonder, are they a little different because of the way they're? Because they donate to local firefighters, and I don't know if there's something in the paperwork there that they have to do.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I just
know that's their whole marketing thing.
I have never delved into the idiosyncrasies of franchising. So and
each franchise has probably a weird set of rules.
There are attorneys out there in the world that make an entire career out of being able to deal with franchise agreements and things like that. So just because the rules on franchising, at the federal and state level are so intense. So I try not to do anything other than rely on what I've been told by the developer.
Gotcha.
And I know the developer is right now thinking about moving forward on a second site here in town, a little further north on Main Street. Whether that will also contain another Firehouse Subs or not, I don't know. It looks like it's set up for a quick serve restaurant, but that hasn't been announced. But then, of course, if you've been on the Down Country Club, you can still see that the surgical center is the new surgical center. Outpatient is going vertical, and I think one of the things I'm just amazed at, and I shouldn't be amazed, but I take a look at the steakhouse.
The Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yes.
And I don't know, you almost did the same thing.
I know.
No, that's the other steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse, at how busy they are every day of the week.
They are.
They open at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they are just packed until they close. And really happy to see that level of success.
Yes. Well, they put out a product that people like, and it's good. And I think I don't know if everybody in Roswell's eaten there at least once yet, but I think we've come close to it.
But we've had over the past few months, the thing that doesn't get nearly as much attention is how many new businesses have occupied existing buildings.
Mm-hmm.
They've come in and they've renovated, and we're seeing a lot more of that kind of activity.
Burritos and More just opened up. That used to be a car dealership there on Main and Country Club there, or Main and Main and Country Club.
Yeah. So we got that. What we in the industry we call adaptive reuse.
Yeah,
there we go. So it's adapted to another thing. I actually drove through there for the first time the other day and was quite pleased with the product I was served.
Yeah.
So it's the first time I've ever been there. But
I've never been to that one yet. I've been to their one that was on Second, and they always put good food out there.
Well, I know I'd driven by there specifically to go try it like 4 or 5 times before that, and the line wrapping around the building.
Yeah, there's a reason why.
There's got to be a good reason for that. Yeah. So I finally was down there one day when the line was only about half as long, and I said, I better go ahead and hit it and take the chance, But I said restaurants reopening, other small businesses reopening. We've got a number of different people that are looking. I understand the real estate industry itself, in spite of some of the challenges that they're facing right now with interest rates and inflation and things.
But there's still supply and demand.
There's still supply and demand. There is that, and yes, the market for single family stuff has slowed a little bit, but it's still strong enough that people are still out there making good money.
Sure.
And but we're also starting to see movement in the commercial industry, the commercial side of the house. So those are going to be all the things that we're going to be looking for in 2023 is making sure that, especially here in downtown, that any of these buyers, any of these people that want to come in and renovate their buildings to start businesses, that we work very closely with Main Street Roswell, because they have the resources and access to all kinds of different programs and grants and opportunities that the city does not necessarily have, except working directly through them.
Absolutely, yeah. And if you kind of pull your resources a little bit and kind of in that way, and obviously it works both ways, because there's many resources and things that the city can tap into that Main Street doesn't necessarily have their abilities to get into too. So it can be a real positive relationship.
Well, and that's I mean, you just hit the nail on the head. Is why it's been so important to me to help not just regain the trust of Main Street Roswell, but regain the trust of the Main Street businesses as well, and prove over the past year working with Barbara Gomez and working with the new incoming board of Main Street that we are partners in that we both have different talents, different abilities, different accesses, different resources, but it's us working together that creates that positive environment that will drive downtown forward.
And I think we get so lost in details and our individual end games that we forget the big picture sometimes, and we all forget that, look, we're all here because we want a great, thriving community. We want this city to be a place where the people that live here want to stay here and shop and work and live their lives and invite others to come and be a part of our community. We all want the same thing. We may not agree on what elements to put in to make that goal achieved, but we all want that. And if we all come from a place of, hey, we're all doing this for the betterment of the community, maybe we can, like we said, put aside the histories and the differences and the things that have all gone on that we all know about over the years. And all that.
And that was one of the advantages that I had just walking through the door.
Yeah.
I don't have all that
you don't
history.
carry that baggage. You don't carry that baggage.
I don't carry that baggage.
Yeah.
I come in, it's like, this is what we need to do, and this is, we need to work together to achieve this, so where do we go from here?
Sure. Absolutely. But And this is the small town, every time and I don't care what small town in USA you're going to hear that it's the same in every small town. It's just, when you live in a smaller community and everyone, knows everybody or knows families or knows histories and all that, it's good and bad at sometimes. Yeah. And unfortunately, when it comes to the government level, that's where it can get a little muddy.
There's also some, when people ask me, how do you like Roswell? And I am an unabashed fan for a lot of different reasons. And my wife is too, which makes it even better for us being here. But the town that I grew up in California is so much like Roswell. I mean, the Roswell's at 3,500 foot elevation. I was in the high desert at 3,000 foot elevation. So we had the Four Seasons. We had a very similar, we had Joshua trees. You guys have Adam's needles. They're all yucca plants of one type or another.
All desert dwellers.
We're all desert dwellers. We all have that. It is interesting that I grew up in the general geographic area that I grew up in was called the Antelope Valley. I didn't see an antelope until I moved here. And now I see him at least twice a year migrating, which is amazing. I've taken videos and sent them back home and go, look, I only had to move 1,000 miles to see an antelope. Which is fun.
That is funny.
And then but we, when I graduated high school, the city I grew up in was about 35,000 people. Okay. That city is now 165,000 people.
Wow.
Okay. And when you see that kind of massive growth, it really engenders a lot of strong feelings on both sides of the table.
Sure.
You get people that are, oh my gosh, we're going to lose our small hometown feel and the vibe and everything else. We don't want to be a suburb of Los Angeles. We don't want that. And then you get other people going, yeah, but this is our chance.
It's real nice to have things that are in our backyard and amenities and things
all the
like
amenities.
that.
And it was it was so that we're kind of in that a little bit right now.
And
But
you want that balance.
Yeah,
you want because obviously you want growth. You want that thing, but at the same time, you don't want to lose your individuality, your essence, your culture, what you are.
And I really do think it's where that relationship between the city and Main Street Roswell, between the city and the Historic Preservation Society, the Historical Society down there, the city, and we've just recently started reaching out to the people in Chihuahuita. Okay,
that's a great project that's going on. Sergeant Frescus with the RPD's kind of spearheaded that one.
And she is doing a magnificent job.
Yeah.
She keeps me posted on everything else. She makes sure I'm invited to all the meetings so that we can hear the concerns of the people, and we're going to be moving forward on that. But then, of course, we've got all our historic railroad district as well.
Yeah,
and so that's already in the works, taking care, preserving those historic resources, maintaining that small town feel. And yet we have the other end of the spectrum where the north end of towns, the south end of town, the airport and everything else, we can engage the new development, the new housing and everything, and bring it all in. I do honestly believe we have the opportunity to have the best of both worlds here.
I think you're right. And I think it takes time and takes some great planning and some a lot of dedicated work. But it could and this is why they have the battles in city council and all the other things to get this figured out. So good deal. I just saw the time. Is there anything we wanted to make sure we mentioned, or we pretty much cover everything? I know we got a little philosophical, which I love doing, but it takes off the beaten path a little bit.
No, I just think if you'll allow me just one moment here, I do want to just restate, number one, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Absolutely.
Not just to you, sir, but to the entire, all the residents of the city of Roswell.
Yeah.
And again, if you're looking to start a business, if you're looking to grow a business, if you're looking to buy property, if you're looking to be a developer, please do not hesitate to come by our office.
Sure.
We are here to serve. We are working on our customer service. We are doing everything we can to be of service to this community. And that is our ultimate goal, is to make sure. I don't think we'll ever be 100% successful 100% of the time, but I would like to be successful more often than not.
Absolutely. And the goal, the end game of your department is the same as the people coming through your doors. They want to make sure your business is a successful business, and you're and you are just having nothing but success. They want the same thing because it's a win for everybody.
Absolutely.
So think about that when you come in, and when you come with your questions, come with your information, and if you have let their experts come and put you in the right direction of what you need to do, especially with small business, because like we were talking earlier, if your passion's the widget. Sometimes you get a little naive on the how to market and sell and be successful with the widget, and let the city and their resources.
Like I said, and beyond the city, all of our local business organizations.
As someone who serves on the chamber, the Roswell Chamber, there's a lot of resources at that chamber, Hispano Chamber, all
Main Street, the EDC,
yes,
SBDC down at the airport. So all of those resources are available to any of our small businesses, even our home-based businesses. They're there as well too. So don't discount the power of the home-based business. There's a lot of people. The reason you're going to see the face of downtown change and shift just a little bit, you're going to see more residential opportunities in some of our mid-rise buildings, I think, in the future, is that more and more people are working out of their own homes now. They're taking advantage of the fact that well, I'm just going to say it. I have the highest of high-speed internet I've ever had anywhere, right here in Roswell.
Sure.
And it's the most consistent service I've ever had. That, to me, spells success on the home business side.
Absolutely, yeah. If you got consistent fiber, which is available in a lot of spots here, you're right. And of course, businesses evolve too. Maybe you start as a home-based business and work your way up to the brick and mortar, or how many restaurants start as a food truck and then turn into a brick and mortar.
That's a subject we haven't even talked about recently, is the whole food truck industry. There are so many different ways to get into business and start a business with much less cost than going the full brick and mortar thing. I've been talking to here's something that'd be really interesting, was talking to someone about an incubator not long ago, where you would get small businesses that are coming in, learning about business, having that office front office kind of thing. Yeah. But being able to cooperate and collaborate with other people
like
who
a
are
business center, so to speak.
Almost. Yeah. So that was something that's being discussed out there. I don't have any real details on it, but it is something that's
on the horizon.
On the horizon, possibly. Yes.
Very good. Of course, go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov, if you have any questions related to anything in Kevin's department here, too. And, of course, even if you want to pay your water bill, all that at roswell-nm.gov there.
But if you need our services, there's a tab right there for the Community Development Department, and the tabs underneath that, you'll see everything from business license to code enforcement to planning and zoning, and even our building and inspections group. So you'll be able to at least get some basic information, and then if we can't answer all your questions on the web,
get your cup of coffee, do your reading in your underwear and your pajamas on that website some more, and then when you're ready, you can go make a phone call over to the city or come by.
All right.
do your underwear research or the website.
There you go.
So, well, Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to you and your family and everyone at the office there, and tell everyone we thank them for their service to the community, and we look forward to bigger and exciting things in the new year here.
We do. Thank you, sir. Likewise, and I will pass on that greeting.
All right, and don't work too hard.
I'm not sure that's in the job description.
Yeah. I always joke. I tell people I work hard at not working hard. Yeah. Well, thank you, Kevin. We appreciate it. We'll see you in 23.
All right.
It is 7:54. Quick.
With your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Sorello. The city of Roswell is reminding residents to celebrate safely for the New Year holiday. As always, never drink and drive. Before you head somewhere where people will be drinking, line up a ride home if you are also going to be drinking. Make sure you have a designated driver or have the phone number to a cab, ride service, or non-drinking friend who is willing to pick you up. And please do not fire off celebratory gunfire. With only a few exceptions, and celebration is not one of them, it is illegal to discharge a gun within the city limits. And remember, what goes up must come down. Bullet projectiles can return to Earth just as fast as they were fired out the barrel of your gun. The city of Carlsbad has approved a land transfer to the state for a new veterans cemetery. 10 acres of land will be given to the state at Sunset Gardens, 1405 West Wood Avenue. The project has been stalled for years through the city. Now, the state hopes to break ground on the new veterans cemetery sometime in the coming year. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
My admonition to the Republicans is whatever the Democrats are doing with early voting, whatever they're doing, you need to at least match what they're doing, preferably do it better than they're doing, and you better accept the fact that this resistance and this reluctance not to go along with the system you're stuck with is not working well for you. You have to accept that and pick the best candidates that you believe can win in the respective states that you're running in. Some states that are purple are not going to accept a gubernatorial candidate that's going to have a say on an issue as important as abortion that says there's going to be no exceptions for rape, incest, and the mother's life. I'm talking politically here. I'm not morally here. Understand the difference.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Hey, do you want to improve your shooting? Of course you do. Now, you're going to love Mantis X. Now, they have improved my shooting dramatically. It is a must-have for every responsible gun owner. Now, the Mantis X is a high-tech but simple-to-use system used extensively, by the way, by the military, and it improves your shooting quickly and will give you the confidence in your ability to protect what you love. Now, here's how it works. You attach the Mantis X to your firearm. You connect with an app on your smartphone or tablet or Bluetooth. It gives instant feedback on what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and how to correct your technique. Now, the Mantis X is like a firearms instructor right in your pocket, and 94% of shooters improve within 20 minutes using Mantis X. And Mantis X is the best way to train at home. No driving to the range, no spending money on range fees and ammo. You're going to save a ton of money and improve your shooting. So start improving today. Just go to mantisx.com. That's MANTISX.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look pretty good for the next few days. Fairly mild temperatures. Low pressure will be staying to our north. Mostly sunny today and our afternoon high in the low 60s. For the overnight hours, 30 and partly cloudy. A little bit cooler on Friday. Sunshine though, and our high stays in the upper 50s. It'll be clear Friday night. Sunny and warming to the mid 60s on Saturday. Slight chance of a shower New Year's Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Despite the Federal Reserve's efforts to slow the economy to fight inflation, the job market remains strong. The number of people applying for unemployment rose only slightly last week, up 9,000 to 225,000. Owning Tesla stock this year has been anything but a smooth ride for investors. Shares in the electric vehicle maker down nearly 70% since the start of the year, on pace to finish among the biggest decliners among S&P 500 stocks. By contrast, the benchmark index is off about 20%. On the heels of yesterday's losses, Wall Street opened higher this morning. A broad rally led by the IT and communications sectors. Investors are waiting to see how China's relaxation of strict COVID-19 policies and the infections that followed will impact business and travel. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Have you noticed the days are getting shorter? This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but we're on the downhill side of the year, so every day is a couple of minutes shorter than the one before, even though your plants need plenty of food and water to keep them healthy, like those globe willows that are turning yellow. A good dose of the right fertilizer will make them bright green again. No matter what the problems you're having, we probably have a cure at Roswell Seed Company, but come see us soon, because winter's coming, you know.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. China has more English speakers than the United States. They have more Chinese speakers, too. Here's Mike Winters.
And that's going to do it for us for today. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. Have an amazing day. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow for one more show in 2022. Till then, take care. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. Have a great day, everybody.